Riku, Hansel, Vincent, Sir Venom.
So we'll start with the group that has returned from the Isle of Moray, down in the Moonshays. They retrieved Dreamweaver, a magical bow laden with power from the Raven Queen. Delving into the depths of memory within the maze, designed by a Shadar Kai, an individual of the court of the Raven Queen, you got this bow by defeating or discussing the happenings with individuals from your time in Ravenloft. You felt that the Raven Queen, being intrinsically linked to the place, designed such a place almost assuredly just for you, Vincent, because who else would know about Argynvost, or who would have delved into the Amber Temple, or who would know all about Count Strahd and his chamberlain, Rahadin? And so you defeated them or discussed the terms of memories with them and obtained Dreamweaver, a +2 magical bow, essentially with a disintegrate shot attached to it. While this was happening, Riku and Axel continued to travel southwards along the high road with Rictavio and Casimir Velikov towards the city of Waterdeep. They defeated an Etten and some talking animals who were bewitched, empowered by what appeared to be a shattered and broken black obelisk, incredibly similar to the one found during your time in Ravenloft. There was a tomb of some dwarves and their children, a little bit of a beautiful resting place for such folk, but it was at the back of these chambers where you found the broken obelisk. The piece pulled out, maybe by one of the animals themselves, and they had been bewitched to argue and basically subjugate the Etten who had been stealing from the little village of Homeport. You found the remains of the individual who had gone missing in town and discovered a note, I believe it was, as well as a dagger that you took. You continued southward, finally making your way into the city of Waterdeep, one day away from the grand opening of Shenanigans back in Neverwinter. Arriving around midday, you swiftly made your way into the city without issue. You were not recognized by the wanted posters that you had found in the town of Homeport, and you made your way to the Bard's College, which had been shut up and closed due to a murder, the murder of a man. You decided to go to a nearby tavern, which happened to be, I believe it was the Elf Song Tavern, if I have that correct. A place specifically, Elfstone Tavern, excuse me, the Elfstone Tavern, a place actually bartended by a Dusk Elf, which seemed to get Casimir Velikov's attention quite a bit. It was then, as you were mulling over some drinks, that you remembered he's not seen a female of his kind in several centuries. He and Rictavio said they would like to stay within the city for a few days, and if you were going to return to Shenanigans, they would prefer to continue onwards towards Candlekeep. I believe, Riku, you suggested that you would like to talk to your family, and Axel, you would like to talk to the Ram. So,
Yeah.
I think at this moment in time, we are going to start in the city of Waterdeep at the Elfstone Tavern. And I will pull that up. Where would you guys like to go first, and why?
So when did Morty told Riku where his father lived, right?
Yes.
Which we know to be the old like Grailhund Manor.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And where is that in town?
The Grailhund Manor.
I believe that's north of here.
Right? Yeah. It is on Sourdown Street, which is within the North Ward. It's kind of like a diagonal street that connects to the Troll March and Whalgond Way, and I can point it out to you on the map. It is this residence here. Quite a large, nice residence.
Yeah.
Right on the corner of Sourdough and Horn Street.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Axel will belch and then say like, let's, should we go talk to your father? Sounds like a pretty good guy. Let's see what he has to say.
I mean, I'm not really sure what else to do.
All right.
I mean, I feel like if we poke around the what's it called, the Bard College.
You want to poke? You want to poke?
I'm saying if we poke around, we'll probably get in trouble.
Yeah, we can come
there's
back.
less tricks. There's less tricks we can do that they have the magical, like stopping barrier up.
Can you do that dimension door? Can you do dimension door us through the barrier?
Magic.
Is it?
Get canceled. Yeah.
All right.
I couldn't talk to anybody in there, so I assumed dimension door would also not work. And plus, I haven't been inside there, so the dimension door could go horribly wrong if I try it without knowing where I'm going exactly. Could wind up like in a wall or some shit.
Well, that'd be bad.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
didn't even think that was an outcome.
Let's go.
Well, I just think if the less familiar you are with the space, the higher the chance of something go wrong. But it's more so teleporting than dimension door.
It seems like Casimir is really into this elf lady that he's been talking to, so we'll leave him and Rudolph can chaperone.
I got a plan. How about we split up? You and I will go for a walk, and perhaps, damn it,
What?
talk to my family while Rectavio stays here at the bar and tries to ask around for other ways into the college, or maybe he'll check out other bars locally and see if he's heard rumors of other ways into the college.
Yeah.
While we're busy talking to my family, catching up with them and seeing if my dad can pull some strings to get my sister out and us in.
Yeah. And also, see if he knows anything about this whole situation that we're in.
Do you mean Riku kind of looks around and sees a poster and points to it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Axel's not gonna say it out loud because you don't know who's in the bar. If this bar is like populated by other people,
they don't have our name, so I don't think he knows it's us. But
all right, well,
I don't know. My dad's a sharp guy. We'll see.
I'm sure he's very sharp.
All right. I mean, he didn't get to where he is now.
We will.
A dummy, so
yeah, let's walk. We're going over to the manor, yeah.
Okay. To Grailhund Manor we go. And I am going to fast travel you forward. Grailhund.
That's a quick loading screen.
Oh yeah. As you arrive, there's actually a city watch outside of Grailhund Manor. And I will toss you down on the road. You probably would have come around the corner here. It's a well-appointed, stately manor from the outside. Well appointed and built. Nice stone wall. You can see some trees over the stone wall on the other side. And you can tell that there's a bit of activity just because the guard is looking like behind him a lot, and the doors are ever so slightly open.
How does this place size up to my old home?
I would say that this is maybe a little smaller, although equally nice. You suspect things are a little pricier in Neverwinter, or excuse me, things are a little pricier in Waterdeep than Neverwinter.
Riku looks around. He's like, not bad. Not as big as ours. He gives Axel a little elbow.
Don't elbow me. Axel elbows back.
Riku goes flying across
the
street.
He doesn't. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Skin and
you
Bones
know,
Bard.
you know this guy.
Ah,
You know this guy,
hello,
Riku?
good sir.
Halt. State your business.
I'm here on family matters. Riku looks sternly at the gentleman.
Family matters. My understanding is all family were accounted for at this time.
Well,
Damn.
all but one. Riku shows him his ring that has his like family crest on it.
He sort of like is taken aback ever so slightly and looks over his shoulder, and you see the same family crest upon the wooden. Excuse me, they're not wooden. They are like iron bound gates. Your dad's had some sort of like iron crest made and placed on the gates.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Oh, follow me. Um.
Yes,
Come
sir.
with me,
Riku
please.
salutes. You coming? Like signals to Axel.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The first thing you notice as you enter the courtyard would be a large griffin roaming along the paddock, or not a paddock, but the yard. It takes note of you, sniffs the air, and continues on. Its large eagle beak, talons, and hooves clumping and moving through the dirt, more
Is it just
gingerly than you would expect.
is it just like walking around or is it like patrolling?
It's just walking around, checking it out.
Okay.
The guard actually locks the gate behind you so nobody else can get in, and then he will lead the three of you down the path and knock on the door gently, um, to which you see a face open the door, and they exchange words in a whisper, and you just hear, go watch the gate. I got to bring these two in." And he nods, and this guy runs off to the gate and takes that position, unlocks it, and goes outside and takes up the same position that the other one had.
Is he like a family servant that I would have recognized?
No, these are all city watch. These
Oh,
are very much just the city watch.
okay.
Oh, it's got a badge and everything.
Oh yeah. And as they open the door, you see a stately dining room, followed by a large staircase to one side. There are several doors leading off of said staircase, but immediately you take a 180 and you start going in the other direction. And so I'll bring you in and I'll spin you around basically, because you're going to go up this hallway here. And as you do so, you see several people that you simultaneously recognize and, well, one that you don't recognize actually, or excuse me, three that you don't recognize, two that you do recognize, and one that is new, but you begin to assume who she is. And there's actually, make an insight check, Riku.
Insight.
Ooh, did Riku get a new stepmom?
He did.
Oh god. That is a 10 on insight.
Okay, you're quick enough to figure out that she's almost assuredly your new stepmom. You have no idea what happened to the old stepmom.
Oh god.
She is no more than 5 years older than you, if you had to guess. And your dad is standing arm on top of the mantle. Across from him are two stately appointed individuals, one holding a black staff of wood. The guard salutes to your brother and says, family business, I was told, and sort of looks surprised at Mert and the black staff and says, I thought all family was accounted for. And your dad sees you and goes, Dear Lord, it can't be. My
Oh,
boy.
but it is. And then Riku sharply looks at Hansel and just says, and then puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "You're looking well," and just kind of smiles.
He gives you a bit of a cold stare and says, Brother?
And then he says, Riku looks around the room and says, "Are we good to discuss business here?" And like kind of gestures to the other two people.
And your dad runs over and he says, My boy, it's so good to see you. Frankly, there couldn't be worse or better timing. I know not which. And he looks over at the other two, one of which who steps forward and says, I would be Mert, the open lord of Waterdeep. Lord Kensington, who this be, please?
And Riku will just do like, like a formal bow, and then he'll say, "I'm the firstborn," and then just look up and smile once he's done bowing.
Hansel sort of gives you a dirty look. as you say this. And Lord Kensington goes, "My oldest. I had no idea he was in the city, Mert. Otherwise, I would have said there was a third child around. I wasn't trying to hide you, son." He says, like, with a hand on your shoulder.
Riku would just sort of like grab him and like pull him close. He's like, I know you wouldn't.
Make
He's
an
like,
insight check.
and then he was like going to say, I spoke to Morty. Insight. 13.
You notice your father's brow furrow ever so slightly. Morty. Oh, good man, good man. So you've been back to Neverwinter. I guess that's how you found us. Mert, look, Riku, let me finish business here. This will only take a moment. Mert, Tenora, please, you must let my daughter go. Please do not throw her in the dungeons. Whatever happened, she did not mean it. And Tenora steps forward at this point and says, whether she meant it or not, it occurred. And her voice is like a little more clipped, but there's an intelligence and an authority there. I read her
Wait.
mind, Lord Kensington.
At the college, you're saying America is responsible?
Hansel sort of steps forward and goes, how do you know about this?
I went there. I assumed she'd be there, and I also needed access to a leans in close, a teleportation circle, because I just didn't want the other two to hear. Then he's like, and yeah, so I was concerned. I heard there was a murder. My sister goes there, so I came here first.
You hear a shattering of glass, and everyone looks over at Madame Kensington, who's dropped like her glass of wine on the floor, and she goes, oh dear. And she goes, oh, I'm terribly sleepy. I am off. Goodbye. And begins to trot off, and everyone sort of like silently watches her for a moment. You see her turn the corner and disappear.
She's just like the wine stepmom.
Absolutely. Anyways, we'll have a servant take care of it. Look, Tenora, please. What did you see? And Tenora speaks up and says, I saw it clearly as day. The reason we found no weapon was because an ice knife killed Professor Mragtar.
Riku like looks to his dad and says, "Who are these two, father?"
Oh, that would be the Open Lord of Waterdeep, the moneylender, and this is the new Blackstaff, Tenora Hadare.
Oh wow, I
sort of
didn't
just give
realize
nods.
I was in the room with such powerful people. And then he says, and he looks to his dad. Besides you, of course.
Hansel at this point grabs your shoulder and says, "Come, let them finish this. We have much to discuss."
All right. I guess I'll catch up with you later, father.
Indeed, indeed. And he sort of waves the three of you out, and he goes, "Please, you cannot put her in the dungeons." As like the three of you are like beginning to walk out of the room. Or Axel, are you doing anything in particular?
I was just looking at the books.
Oh yeah. Make a investigation check.
Investigation. So nice books.
Well, it takes you a minute, but then you begin to realize that a lot of these books are repeats, like over and over and over, but scattered intelligently throughout the bookshelf. The further down you go, the more copies of the same like 7 books you see. And it takes you a moment and you realize, oh, he must have like bulk ordered them, or there's something behind this, basically, of like he didn't want to fill it with all different books because he's probably not reading them, but he wanted lots of books in this room.
Huh. A fake library.
A little bit.
Interesting. All right. Is Axel going with them, or is he like what is he?
Yeah. Hansel's
Riku would
trying to
dress
get
you over.
Oh
course.
yeah. Okay.
And then
and
as Hansel's escorting us, Riku would say, "Brother, last time I saw you, you were about this high," and like point like up to his chest. You've grown to quite the man.
yes, indeed, brother. And as he leads you over in this direction, here, the griffin actually clomps over and comes to him and like actually like nuzzles his arm, and you can see Hansel patting its beak. And he looks at you sharply. Why have you come back?
Well, I was in the area, and I knew that you guys were, so I came to say hi. And then it seemed like something had happened to our sister, and now I'm concerned.
Indeed. Did you understand what they were saying?
It seemed like someone killed someone with an ice knife, and she's to blame for whatever reason. That doesn't sound like the America I know. I didn't even know she could perform such magical acts. So I don't think it's her personally, but I've been gone for 10 years. You know, not
In-
of my choosing, of course. He looks at him. I don't
Oh,
know if you're aware.
oh,
I don't know what
really?
I don't know what
Not of
father
your
told you.
choosing.
I don't know what
And
father
he
told you.
he starts to get kind of stern with you. Well, there's many things you've missed, Riku. Plenty indeed. And father's told us plenty about why you left. Stealing from him in that way, I can't believe it.
Stealing? Riku like raises her brow. What do you mean stealing? What did he tell you?
Family heirloom. What else? And
He
he goes,
gave it to me.
do you have it on you? And you can see him pointing at the locket on you.
Of course, it was my mother's. And then Riku kind
Your,
of just like holds it in his hand.
your, your
She
mother's.
meant it for me.
Make an insight check.
God, my insight is not good tonight.
He just seems a little confused by what you're saying.
Did father not mention that?
No. What? It doesn't matter. The most important thing right now is America. The Blackstaff said she read her
Riku's
mind.
like, hold on, brother. I think there's more that father hasn't mentioned either. And he pulls out his glasses of true sight and then hands them to him. And he says, tell me what you see when you look at me.
Make a persuasion check. Because his mind is elsewhere at this time.
19.
Good enough. DC was an 18. He says, "Oh, fine, if it will shut you up so we can get to America." And he puts them on and he looks at you. He sees a red-skinned, double-horned, Asmodeus-looking tiefling. He goes, "What in the nine blazes?" And he looks over at Axel. You look the same. Eye patch, hair, sick
Mhm.
leather jacket. He looks over at his griffin, which he says, "Tashar looks the same as well."
And then Riku
And
like holds his hand. He's like, may I?
um, yes. And he takes
And
them off and gives them
now
back
he
to you.
wants to. I'm looking at Hansel now with the glasses. What do I see?
Hansel looks like Hansel.
Damn it. It's just me. Okay. Riku shrugs. He's like, you're good. Then puts him away.
What in the nine hells was that, brother? Was that an illusion?
I don't know what it is, but it has to do with this. Riku holds his necklace. This holds a power, and it changes my form, whether or not the magic is active or not. And with the magic unactive, I turn to that shape you see through those lenses, which show you my true form.
Roll
And
persuasion at advantage.
this has all been new to me, brother, and I've only found out recently. And our dad kept this from me, and I suspect this is why he didn't want me to have this necklace.
20 is good enough. You don't need to roll twice. As you say all this to him, his eyes sort of widen. What in the nine hells is going on here? What?
I don't know what he's up to, but I think that is a matter for after this more pressing one. I just wanted to bring you in on the situation before I questioned him. And perhaps maybe, he would tell you things that he wouldn't tell me. And we could perhaps work together for once. Riku holds out his hand.
Okay, make one more persuasion check. Because you've
This guy hates me.
you've gotten 2 successes so far, and this one's going to be a 25 DC. I will say you can do this at advantage again because
Okay.
because you had him wear the glasses, so he suddenly is like completely discombobulated. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Nice. All right, he's looking at you skeptically as you say all this, and you can see him ever so slowly softening. And having worn the glasses and handed them back to you, and you saying, "Damn, it's only you,"
Yeah.
seems to put him at ease, seems to make him curious. You've already exposed a lie of your father's. Your sister is in trouble, but suddenly there's something bigger at play here, and he's simply patting the griffin's beak. And you roll in. Actually, you don't even need to. You can both clearly tell that Tashar, he treats Tashar very well. The two are very close. You can tell. And as he's nuzzling behind where you would nuzzle a horse's ears or something, Tashar sort of makes like a cooing noise, almost like a pigeon. And Axel, it's a pretty majestic creature, frankly. These griffins are beautiful and you know, incredibly powerful and special.
That's right. You can
Um,
talk to it. God.
Yeah. Oh, Axel's got his eye on it.
Hansel says, "All right, Riku, how's this? We'll attack this from two sides, good cop, bad cop, but we need to find out what's going on with Marika first. And, well, did you say you needed a teleportation circle?
Yes, if there's one in the city elsewhere, that'd be great.
The only ones I know of would be within the Blackstaff's tower, the College of Ogma, which is where our sister is now, and I don't know. There could be another somewhere else, but those are the only ones that, like, well, frankly, teleportation circles are for wealthy folk.
Are,
And
are we? Are we not? Riku looks confused.
oh no, we very much are still. Father has his talons into many different things as usual. I think he was
Yes.
moving a great deal of books at one point recently. Um, and as he says it, he goes, no, don't worry, we're fine. In fact, there's a chance we might be better off here. Father actually did secure a position, and he sort of like lowers his voice and, is this one to be trusted? And he points over at Axel.
Oh, don't worry about him. I know he looks a little rough, but he's a sweetheart. Riku puts his hand on Axel's shoulder, and I assume
Uh,
Axel like slaps it off.
Axel groans.
And he goes, indeed, Hansel, and he's like sticks out his hand to introduce himself to you.
Yeah, Axel introduces himself as Axel,
Indeed,
famous
pleased to meet
bounty
you.
hunter of Waterdeep.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
from here,
a
actually.
Yeah.
local Water
Yeah.
Davian. What ward are you from?
The Southern Ward. So,
Make an insight check, Axel.
not a. Don't come to this part of town very often, unless it's business.
Riku like sees Hansel like judgmenting like Axel and is like, don't worry, he's come into some money recently. We're doing quite well, and Riku like reveals his new crown, like because right now he has it like illusion, but now he turns it on turns it off so he can see his new sweet item.
The Helm of Brilliance.
Yep.
Gotcha. And so do fleetingly for a moment see like a look of sort of disdain flash across Hansel's face as you say the South Ward. It's not as good as the Sea Ward or the North Ward necessarily, but it's where you call home. You show the Helm of Brilliance. He says, "Dear Lord, that's one hell of an item."
What do you think
I
I've been
mean,
doing all this time I've been gone, brother?
scallywag things, not helping the family, running off, being away from our dear sister, who still fawns over you quite heavily.
The family didn't need help. You guys just said you're doing well.
Uh,
I would have came back as soon as I heard there was problems, and look where I am.
he sort of looks at you darkly and says, "I don't know. Father was quite spooked leaving Neverwinter. It was rather fast. It wasn't easy to secure this location, although, frankly, nobody else seemed to want to buy it."
We're up in Neverwinter now. We got a nice little place. Riku smiles.
He sort of looks at you. Indeed. Might want to hold on to that one as leverage over Father, if possible. Could be useful.
Of course.
Anyways, um, I shall. Actually, I think frankly, I must return to my post. I've probably dallied too long here. I was simply told to return. It's a family matter, and clearly, if Marika is about to be interned as a prisoner of the city, this does not look good on us.
Is she been apprehended already?
My understanding is that they are quote unquote questioning folk to make it look as if she's not about to be apprehended in such a public manner, but that she might have information to tell the
But she's
watch, and
within the
then she'll be.
college.
Indeed, as far as I know, she and many others are still waiting.
Can you get me in, or have that field lowered, the anti-magic field?
That is not something I can do. The Mert or the Blackstaff would have my head for such a thing.
even getting us in?
Well, getting you in's no problem, but I don't know if you saw my troop flying above. They might see you very easily.
Well, that's why I was asking about the magical fields, because I could go invisible if need be.
Hmm. How badly do you need in? What's your plan of attack?
I want to get her sister out.
Oh, that feels like a bad idea. If only for the
There's
fact.
no way she did this. You know that.
And he sort of looks. I don't know, to be honest. If the Black Staff of all people says that she did what she says she did, then frankly,
Well,
I bet it did happen.
She must
Well-
have had good reason.
yeah, Riku, maybe we can figure out what went on, and the situation gets resolved. The field goes down. The force field goes down, and then we can do your thing.
Riku like looks sternly at his brother. He says, "Listen, I know you have your duties, but I have mine, and I will not let anyone." And he looks at him, including you, take my sister to jail.
Oh, I would never be the one to take her to jail myself. No, absolutely not. But what I would say is that I'm not sure I have the power to stop it.
Well, I do. And he turns
what-
his helmet back, and he makes his helmet go away.
Oh,
And what are you going to do, Riku?
Whatever it takes.
Sort of looks at you. You've changed quite a bit, haven't you?
The road does that to a man. Isn't that right? He looks at Axel.
oh yeah. Hey, is the bird for sale?
For sale? He sort of looks at you, aghast. Bird? Ugh. Tasha, don't listen to the man. And do you have Speak with Animals up?
Riku laughs and says, "You
I
should be glad he's not trying to eat it."
I figured I always have it up because it's like I can
Sure.
do it at will. So if the
Sure,
bird,
yeah.
I mean the bird can hear me if it wants to.
Oh yeah, okay. You actually hear a bit of a chuckle from Tashar.
Hey, you never know if you don't try.
And
How about
he
this,
sort of
brother?
stands
Where do you
between
guys
and
breed these?
Tashar.
Maybe we could get a small one for him.
Ooh, like an egg. Yeah, you got any eggs?
I'll never hear anything of it. No, absolutely not. Tasha, Riku, I'll be back for dinner later if you wish to dine with Father and I. I suspect we won't be able to get Marika out, but we can discuss maybe something to get her out. And just at this moment, as he's about to take off, you actually have the other three coming into the courtyard and coming to this point, and you hear Lord Kensington say, I appreciate your discretion in this matter, Blackstaff, Open Lord. As always, please do what you think is best, and I will support it. Just know, if times are difficult, I may have to bend a different direction. And you can hear Mert saying, "Whatever you say, Kensington, whatever you say." Blackstaff, come. Let's bring this
Riku says,
girl
"Hold
to
on,
the
guys,
tower.
one sec," and like runs to them. He's like, "Wait, before you go."
They stop momentarily.
Riku says, um, Riku like puts his hand on his father's shoulder. Says, "May I ask for a favor?" And then he looks at like all of them.
Make a persuasion check of everyone. It's going to be a pretty high DC, is what I'm going to say.
God, why tonight?
They kind of look at you and Mert goes, say it, boy. I'd like to hear it even if I'm not going to grant it.
I need access to a teleportation circle, and I've heard that you may have one. And he looks at the Blackstaff specifically.
And she actually raises an eyebrow towards you and says, indeed. May I ask why?
Why else? For travel. I need to get my mates down here.
And Mert sort of gives like a big hearty chuckle and goes, sorry, lad. Wrong day, wrong time, wrong people. Frankly, wrong fucking everything. Come, Blackstaff. Off we go. We have to take care of this matter. And they begin to leave.
Riku
And
just like
your dad
snaps
looks
his
at you
finger,
and
just
he,
like rats.
Your dad's got a bit of a scowl on his face and goes, "Come over here, lad." And he grabs your arm and he tries to begin dragging you along.
No.
And as you reach Hansel, and your dad lets you go, and he's like, "Oh, are you going to come to dinner, Hansel?" And he sort of nods and he says, "Good." And Riku, will you and your friend, Mr. And he looks at you, Axel,
Mr. Thunderstruck.
Mr. Thunderstruck. Oh, Mr. Thunderstruck, will you two be at dinner as well, Riku?
Um, sure. We have much to discuss, do we not?
Indeed. The least of which is somehow figuring out how to get your sister out of the Blackstaff's tower, because that's where they're going to bring her, considering they consider her a magical fugitive, or a potential magical fugitive. And frankly, I want to understand more of what is fucking happening. She wouldn't just kill a professor with an ice knife. She's not so fucking stupid as that. I mean, she does rash things, but she's not fucking dumb. She wouldn't murder somebody.
My thoughts exactly. And you get me in that tower, I'll get her out. Riku winks.
Hmm. Maybe there's a way then. Either way, um, oh, Hansel, dinner. Riku, dinner. I'm going to retire to my chambers for a while. I need to write some letters. It is good to see you, my boy. Make yourself at home if you need to. You and your friend, he sort of looks at you oddly, Axel, and take care, Hansel.
Well,
Thank you.
we have other things to take care of. We have other friends in town we need to go speak with, but we'll see you for dinner.
Sounds good. And he begins to walk off down
And
the
as he walks
garden.
away, he says, "Wait, father," and he
Yes?
just says, "It's good to see you."
Good to see you too. Roll an insight check.
Uh,
It's like the standoff.
He does actually seem good to see you, from what you can tell.
Cool.
And he will.
Daddy likes me.
He'll go back inside, and actually, you see the watch actually leave, and the others leave as well down the street. So they are off. Hansel and Tashar will take off to the skies, and they disappear. Where would you guys like to go now?
Let's go check in with the other lads who were trying to get. We told to ask around for a possible way into the college, but I mean, if she's already been moved, I guess that plan's out. But we'll tell them where we're going to be hanging, and they could come with.
Okay. Then we'll bring you back over there, and we're actually so you will go back to the Elfstone Tavern. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, so you are back at the Elfstone Tavern. At this point, we are actually going to go head back to Neverwinter and switch over to the other two now that it's been about 40 minutes. And we'll
Yep,
pop
we-
back to Shenanigans.
we come back from commercial, and now we're in Neverwinter.
Vincent and Sir Venom, you hit the teleportation circle within your entryway. Looking around, and you hear quite a bit of chatter and bustle from the gaming area. And as you look in, you can see a familiar face that you had met upon the road. Captain Anders, idly picking at one of his teeth with a dagger, looks up seeing you burst into flames in your own entry hall. Ah, cheerio. Morty and the lads are in the other room. Said you might enter this way. Go on through.
Let's follow him.
And the doors are all open, and there are multiple individuals. You'll see that Lieutenant Shift is guarding one corridor. It's going to be the practice this way. We funnel folks in. They can sit in the lounge if they so wish, use the washroom, sit on the front deck. Otherwise, they won't be allowed into the private residence. Captain Kant is at the back. Corporal Kant is at the back, guarding that entrance. Don't worry, nobody gets past his bulk.
Very good.
Yeah, looks
See,
like we can
are you the
buy.
head of the security we got over here?
Indeed. Prestige Sword Coast is under your employ for as long as you need.
Very good. Well, keep us safe.
Aye, aye.
We built a lot of enemies.
Indeed. And he sort of looks at you with like an interesting look in his eyes.
All right, Vincent would go into the gaming room.
And as you
Find
do so,
Morty.
you can see quite a bit of hustle and bustle. Morty's standing in the center, sort of surveying it all. You can see the following. There is an elven woman behind the bar showing another human man how to bartend appropriately, and she's going through like lists of drinks with him, and she's saying, and when you get good, you can flip the bottles like this, and she's showing him like tips and cool bartending things. There is a dragonborn tuning a piano in the back, a mandolin strapped to her back, as well as a few other instruments and tools of the bardic trade, so far as you can see. And then there is a gnome, shrill of voice, harsh of temper, yelling, "No, no, no, don't flip the cards like that," showing them how to move cards about a table so that they can basically be dealers at tables. Morty sees you all. Oh, excellent, excellent. Welcome home, lads. Where's the other two?
They're still in Waterdeep. They'll be back before opening night though.
Oh, perfect. We've got, I believe we've got about 4 nights at this point. Actually, that reminds me. Are you two free at all? Could you go on a tour for us? I can't spare anyone else here. You know, the prestige folk are still getting acclimated.
Sure.
Yeah,
What needs
what
doing?
is it, Morty?
Well, you see, one of the things that I think would go really well. So we've got my mead and my ale. We've got some spirits from Waterdeep and Amman down far south from here. There's this place called Port Last between here and Luskin, and Port Last has had this new half orc set up a vineyard that people are raving about over the past like year and a half or 2 years. Supposedly made some wealth down in Waterdeep a while back, and I don't know, bought this vineyard, has like a fancy place up there, and I think we could use some barrels of his wine if you're interested in going to get it.
It sounds like something we could do. Wait, did he
Indeed.
say it was in Waterdeep? Or
I don't know.
that's
That's what the stories say. Sorry, do we lose you, Sir Venom?
no, still here.
Oh, okay. Did you ask something again?
No.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. How far is it from here?
Port Last. It's about a day and a half journey up to Port Last, and then a day and a half journey back. The one thing the stories say is that this half orc's rather titchy. Might be a bit of a bit of a wrestle to get some of the wine off of him, is my understanding.
Oh,
We're
I'm
gonna make
sure
a
it's
3-day trek just to persuade someone to sell us wine.
Oh, look! I do think it would help with opening night at the very least, and if we can get a regular wine purveyor, my understanding is that folk here in Neverwinter absolutely love it at this time. Might make us more gold on the regular. Nobody else in town sells this wine.
Ooh,
it
all
would be
right.
interesting.
Should have our own secret thing to get people to come in. All right, Sir Venom. Looks like we got to go on a little trip, shopping trip.
And he says, "Good
Local
lads, good
tea.
lads." And he goes over to the bar and he begins helping, unless there's anything else you want to say to Morty.
No. Good
No.
job, Morty. And Vincent would just kind of look around and take in the sights and sounds of the new place. Could be good. Could be a good thing.
Yeah, this place is looking pretty good so far.
Anything else you'd
Alright,
like to
let's see.
do while you're here in
Uh,
Neverwinter?
Gonna go over here to this guy.
Corporal Kant?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's built like a fucking like sledgehammer. He is a
he's
half
really
orc,
big.
but he's just enormous.
Vincent would just like look him up and down, and then like nod in approval. Like, yeah, all right, he'll do.
And as he smiles, as you nod in approval, and he gives a smile, he has only got like 2 teeth. And he goes, "Yeah, can't get past me."
And he goes, yeah. Don't smile at people.
And he gives a frown as you say that. Okay.
Where's which one is Vincent's room? Do I have a room up in this place yet?
I believe you do. We can bring you upstairs if you so wish.
I don't know if we like officially assigned rooms, so we kind of had like half-ass. I want this one. I want that one.
Yeah, I remember. I have the map pulled up. I think I had
there any-
room E.
Is there any unclaimed rooms?
I remember
Sir
Axel
Venom.
wanted to be near like the barracks or the kitchen or something.
I want this back corner one with the. Oh, they all have bear rugs. No, I want the ones with the bear rugs in the back here.
Here, I'll toss you
I
guys
want the-
down, and you can,
These
if you
look like
want, you can
two
put your
separate
character in
rooms.
whatever rooms you
Yeah,
want,
that
and then you
back
can
one.
like claim it.
I'm
Oh,
claiming
God.
this one if no one else did earlier, 'cause I wasn't paying attention. The back room.
We have so many rooms. I don't think it's an
All
issue.
right. Well, either way, Vincent would return to his room and admire his bow.
And
He
what's
would probably he would like put it up on the mantle here, like on the fireplace, and then come sit on the bed and just stare at it as the fire crackles. Night goes on.
No issues with that. It's a pretty magnificent room, frankly. And as you know, you were able to look through your pick of the litter, right? And you determined that this one was the one that you wanted. The one thing you do know about this, and it's a little bit of a bummer, you do have to share that bathroom with whoever you're going to be next to. So I don't know if that's if it's Riku in this room, or do you guys want me to put down? Here, I can put down your tokens as well, and you can like select the rooms that you
I
want.
remember at one point Axel said that Riku should have the master bedroom.
Yeah, that looks like the big one there in the back.
Like,
Or-
that one
I
has
kinda like
mirrors
this
right
one.
there, so
I
it's
like this one
yeah.
because it also has a balcony of like the garden right here. This is like the Game of Thrones garden where shit's gonna go down.
Garden of Betrayal.
Gotcha.
Well,
And
I
then
like that we
it'll-
have like a garden that goes all the way around the house, so we can walk and talk, and then end up here and sit. Great.
And it looks like Axel, you've got the one with the dining room in it for food, as well as the weapon armory.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
We're pretty good spread around the house there.
Yeah. I'm thinking like this. I want to turn this into like an arcane workshop or laboratory.
And like if we're Game of Thronesy, we can keep. I don't know how to do the thing. Oh, this we can turn into like a battle map, like a big room where we just meet and
The
Looks
war
like there's
room.
a map like on this table
yeah,
already.
I know
Yeah.
that's what made me think of it. But I wanted like a big one here. But like this is like the mini one, and then we have like a life scale like something.
These are just like our
So-
living quarters, and this is where we see people, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the beautiful things actually about your war room and your retaining office, which is effectively what this area is here, where you can like meet guests and everything. That room is a map room. It comes with whatever maps you want. So when I toss up a map of like the Sword Coast, you guys actually own that map. When I toss up a map of Neverwinter, Waterdeep, you own all of these maps because of that room explicitly.
Nice.
Damn.
All right. Well, yeah, that is
We got
what
just
it is.
owning
then.
this house got us all these unlocks.
All right. So, you need to do anything, Sir Venom?
There were a
before we-
couple things I wanted to do in the
Alright.
house. But eventually, I want to like
I
maybe
have it.
have like put a balcony right here so I can like fly in and out of my house or my room.
Okay.
You just use a
And-
window.
Like a doggy door, but for flying people.
Yeah, like a raven door.
A
I
raven.
mean, Riku would allow you to go through his
Door.
balcony.
I actually think the best place for that, funny enough, without even having to build anything. So this is an open walkway along the top of the house to the outside.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, so that's
So
perfect.
these bathrooms here in particular are actually like you actually have to step outside, and there's a roof over your head here, but like there's no roof here, for example.
I like
That's
that.
perfect.
That's
Then I
some
can just-
bougie
I
as
can just
fuck
go in
shit.
here, my quarters.
It's like it's a castle, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty magnificent, frankly. It is one of the larger homes in all of Neverwinter,
It was a good
and
investment.
it's just beautiful.
It has a casino downstairs.
And a hot
And-
tub and a sauna.
Big selling point.
The upstairs will also be worked once you actually open. It's just like they're not using it right now because he's just teaching people how to do
Just-
stuff
just
downstairs.
training.
Okay, yeah,
exactly.
because I'm seeing some like blackjack tables and
Oh,
some
yeah.
roulette wheels or what those are.
Yep,
Those
yeah,
should-
yeah, that's
It's like
exactly
a
right.
ballroom, isn't it?
I want
Yes.
Igor up here then. making sure nobody wanders.
Yeah, he can be up there. That's not an issue.
Yeah, we should have like people like invisible, like patrolling.
Oh, we should booby trap the house too
Oh
for
my God.
wanderers.
I
It's
have a
as our
I have a
rooms at
specific
least.
spell for setting
This
up
is
booby
our
traps.
house, and we must protect it.
Home Alone style.
So if I
Um,
wanted to like what how does like the rules work around like if I wanted to turn this room into like a workshop laboratory to like study magic items and maybe even eventually like the group starts like being able to make some of our own magic items. Is
so
there
for
like
all intents and purposes, it's already prepared to do such a thing. You can spend 100 gold to furnish it in whatever way you want. If there are like really expensive magical things that you want, you can procure them for the price that they would cost. Um, but like if you want to start making like spell scrolls or something, you can do that.
wait?
What
And
is
what if
this
I
room
wanted to like
exactly?
That is a scrying pool.
nice.
But that is
Like
it. I don't know if you can tell. That is hidden behind
I saw.
large map here.
Oh, I've
Oh,
got a secret room in my room. Nice.
dude. Wait, do I need this in order to use scrying?
Nope. It just gives you a +3 bonus to like a scrying check.
Oh, that is
Nice.
fucking sick. Because I have scrying. Oh, that's dope.
Like what if I
I
wanted
didn't
to
even
get
know that was a thing.
back to like making magic items? What if I wanted to make like a staff for myself? Or if I wanted to make like a Raven Queen themed staff.
Depending on the staff, it'll be it depends on what you want to make. A staff of power is something beyond your capabilities, like
Oh,
completely beyond your capabilities. But like a staff of like a cantrip or something, like maybe it's gonna take a long time. Is what I would say.
and then also
Um,
the back on the first floor there was like a worship area, I remember.
go look.
Yeah, right here. Assuming I would have like when we got the tour, I would have asked them like what like god or goddess the statue was of.
Yeah. Make a religion check. Let me actually bring this back up, and I want to make sure like you have all the necessary information on this one.
Oof. 15.
No, that's actually pretty good, I would say. Let me just pull up a book, as always. View all sources.
Captain Anders is a
Yeah.
unit.
We forgot
Yes.
about the there's also first floor bedrooms because we were all looking at the second floor. But
That can just be for guests and stuff.
yeah, I'm just pointing out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Gods of
We want
Fairy.
to stay
Here we go.
separate from the riffraff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Which this one in particular is of Tyr, who is a bit more of a traditional god of Neverwinter for a number of reasons. But Tyr's image, and I'll put this in the chat. It's actually like a suit of armor there that has this hammer and then the scales of justice next to it. Tyr's followers devote themselves to the cause of justice, to the righting of wrongs, and the deliverance of vengeance. This devotion isn't necessarily concerned with equality or fairness, but rather the discovery of truth and the punishment of guilty.
Okay. And is it a stone statue?
It is a stone statue, but there is that like that's actually like a breastplate that's on the stone statue with
Okay.
the symbol. And so the statue itself, funny enough, is another god, which your 15 sort of lets you know, and it overlays that other god, and that god would be it's an image of Mistra, which is the mother of magic.
Ooh, nice.
So there's some sort of duality going on here with, for whoever lived here previously. And it kind of makes sense. There's things that suggest a wealthy person focused on the greater good of Neverwinter, but also potentially depth, detailed into magic considering the room and the things that they had here.
So I'm going to I'm gonna take that breastplate off, so it's just like a bare stone statue.
Okay.
And I'm gonna invoke the names of both gods. I'm gonna, thank them for watching over the previous owners of this property. But let them know that this house is now, due to its new owners, it's the domain of the Raven Queen, and they're free to turn their eyes back on their followers, and us and the Raven Queen will continue watching over this house and all those who dwell within. And then I will lay my hands on the statue and cast Stone Shape and turn it into a statue of the Raven Queen.
Oh shit. Okay. What does that statue look like?
That's a good question. Let's see what Google thinks.
Do you think it may look something like this?
And I was thinking maybe a little less doom and gloom.
How about?
Maybe something like this.
Oh yeah, it can totally be that. I was gonna say maybe this one, but yeah, we'll definitely go with that second one. That is 100% now the statue within that room. And as you do that, you get advantage if you want to commune with the Raven Queen within your shrine.
Nice. And then I'd go grab Vincent to come show him our new statue.
We should replace this one with like a
Ooh.
statue of the boys. It's all of us like doing some cool like Avengers pose.
Oh, we totally should. But I'll wait for all of us together to do that.
Vincent would kneel in front of it and say something to the Raven Queen.
Okay. Both of you can take a bless for the day as well,
Nice.
as Knights of the Raven Queen.
All right, we better get going if we need to get this wine, unless you've got some other errands you need to do.
No, setting up this little reliquary area, and then once we're back, like I'll stock up my magic, my arcane laboratory. Once we get back, start researching items.
Very nice. Heading off to the north towards Port Last, then? Is that the idea?
I think it is.
All right. And let's pull up the map here because you can see where you're going before you go there. Port Last.
What do we know about this place before we go, if anything?
Yeah, if you want to spend a little bit of time like figuring it out from your library or from the town, you can do that. That's not an issue. Port Last is a place between Luskin and Neverwinter. In particular, Port Last settlements. It is a place where let's see. Cubans are the most wide. No, that's not right. Here we go. Coastal town has been at various points in its violent history plundered by pirates, enslaved by evil cults, set ablaze, overrun by Sahagin, and even raided by drow. Yet it has weathered every storm and recently showed glimmers of renewed prosperity. It is the only port between Luskin and Neverwinter, the only place between the two cities where tall cliffs give way to sandy shores. Its harbor is strewn with shipwrecks, the tomb of seafarers who fought for the town's spoils and lost. It's actually more of a village than it is like a city or anything. It's a relatively small place.
Port
And
Last
like
is
halfway between.
So it's
that-
right about there. All right.
What were we gonna say, Axel?
that's where somebody told Axel about fights and that there's a half orc there who's apparently quite the fighter.
Well, yeah, Vincent's gonna be on the lookout for some some CD pirates from his past at this place.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay. Anything you would like? Morty does give you a cart and a horse, to take to the north to get the barrels of wine. And he does send you off. It is so it's a 3-day journey to Luskin. It's only a 1.5-day journey to Port Last. You have 4 days at this point until the opening day. So basically, you'll have like an extra day when all's said and done.
We have time to maybe like take a long rest, like hang out for a day, long rest, and then because I still have 1 level of exhaustion from that deck of many things.
I would say that this is going to be a relatively easy bit of travel, and you could take a long rest on the road and gain that level of exhaustion back.
Okay, maybe take a quick nap in the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep watch.
So
Take a
All
you,
nap.
right.
we've only pulled one card so far.
Yep.
Yeah. Who has the deck, by the way?
I think Sir Venom has it.
Yeah. Because he
He's
was
the only
pulling
one with
he pulled a
big enough
card.
Raven balls to pull a card from it so far.
Gotcha. Okay. I will flip you over to Port Last so we can see what that looks like. I actually thought I had a thing here for it. Oh no. Did I not? Oh no, I do. I can say I prepped enough. It should have something for it. As you come along to Port Last, you can see quite a nice little port that lives along this beautiful harbor. The cliffs give way to the sandy beaches as described, and looking down upon this town that's all a bustle, you come to a crossroads. At said crossroads, there is a sign. And so looking down from this spot, you can see that the port is sheltered by a high rocky split. There's a fine beach and inlet, and you're sort of like at the top of this looking down the cliffs into the town. But from this crossroads, there's one that goes down switchback style along the cliff, enough where you could actually have 2 full carts abreast the entire time, even for the turns, which means that they keep the road really nice. Um, that said, there is a sign that says Luskin to the north, Port Last down to the down the cliffs, and then there's a third sign in incredibly messy handwriting that says in all caps with an exclamation point afterwards, wine. And it points further north along the road towards Luskin, uh, but you don't know how far the wine is.
All right, so the wine is an arbitrary random way up that way. And then
Yep.
there's the other way, the town?
The town of Port Last, and then further north, which is like another day and a half journey, the city of Luskin. And the city of Luskin is a pretty rough and tumble place, so far as you both know.
But the city here, oh,
The town of Port Last is a little rough and tumble too.
yeah. Okay. So what was the one you gave us the description of earlier with Port Last, right?
Correct. Yep.
You said, yeah, okay. All right, Sir
And
Venom.
you can see this as well for the town from the cliffs. I'll give you this.
Ooh, that's the town. All right, do you want to go to the town first and find out about this wine guy? Maybe get some intel on him, see if we, or do you just want to go get the wine first and then check out the town?
I guess asking around town might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, let's go to town. Let's hit up one of the bars and let's see if we can get any intel on this guy, see what he likes, and then able to like to use it against to negotiate with him, figure something out.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so let's head to town.
I'll drop the both of you here. You walk into town from the north. And it's funny because the road actually brings you into town, and you like have to go through like homes first before you get down into the town proper, which is where the warehouses and the bars and stuff would be. So There are plenty of different bars in Port Last, and I can bring up whichever tavern you wish to enter, but give me 2 seconds here while I bring up the locations. There is there is a blacksmith called the Cracked Anvil. There is a wagon shop, but your wagon seems okay. But it's called Whalegun's Wheel Race Wagons. There is a tavern. The first one that you see is called the Jack and the Saber. It looks like it's an average tavern from the outside. There's a lot of smoke that comes out. It looks like a lot of people smoke within this dark tap room, low beamed place. There is an inn just across from it called the Alliance Arms. Looks well built, no nonsense kind of place. And then there is the Stonecutter's Solace down the street. It's a combo inn and tavern. And that one actually rests. The Stonecutter's Solace is here, and then the others are here and here.
I want to go to the one that seems the most seedy and most the locals. so to speak.
That's probably going to
Lower
be the
end
Jack and
people.
Jack and the Saber.
Vincent would want to check the Jack of the Saber first.
Okay, so the Jack and the Saber's right here, sort of on this corner. As you enter the Jack and the Saber, you can see the following. And this is a pretty seedy place. You can see a stout halfling man at the bar. You can see that it's a 2-story timber building. Like I said, the low beams, a lot of smoke, and there's several old-timey sort of like fisher folk smoking pipes around like 2 or 3 tables in the back, and they all are sort of going, oh yeah, oh the fish wasn't that long, Jebediah. Sort of going back and forth, chit-chatting about things. There's 7 of them around these like 2 tables. There are a few more patrons, in particular what appears to be some sort of dwarf, well armed, from what you can tell, sitting next to a human and a halfling. And the halfling seems to have vestiges of, funny enough, which god is that? It looks like that they have vestiges of Torm, which is like a shed fist or a sheathed fist, holding a clenched fist, basically, that is kind of daunting looking on their chest. Patron deity that you know is of paladins in particular. Beyond that, there's nobody else in the bar. Is there somebody you would like to approach?
I think we
Probably just the
the bartender.
the bartender. I want to get a wine.
Okay. And you can do so for a 2 silver.
Yeah. Vincent tosses him a gold.
Ooh. His eyes sort of light up and he goes, I don't have change for that, friend.
Keep it. It's yours.
He pockets it without even putting it into the till. Indeed, indeed. Andy's Nun's the name. What can I help you with? More than the wine, I suspect.
Yeah, looking for some wine.
Oh,
I'm looking for some very unique wine that I heard comes from around this area.
he, he starts to chuckle. He goes, I know the place. Did you see the sign up on the road?
I did see a sign for wine. Would that be who I'm looking for?
That'd be who you're looking for. And the road's safe. It's not a trap, nothing of that sort. At least wasn't the other day when we tried to get some ourselves. Me and the missus,
Yeah, you
we
got
made a
any?
trip out.
Could I try some?
No, the damn fool wouldn't give us
Oh,
any.
really? Well,
Really?
Why not?
I don't know if you heard the tales, but he's a bit of a madman. Uh, quick to anger, drunk all the time, like constantly drinking. And he says the only people who are allowed to take the wine are those who will wrestle him.
Interesting.
Okay.
You know any
And
wrestlers?
The halfling sort of looks around and he leans over the bar and he like puts his hand to his mouth and he sort of whispers to you, "Look, the man comes to town once a month on the wrestling night and he kicks everybody's fucking ass. It's maddening. He literally has a jug of wine in one hand, he stumbles about, and he throws everyone out of the ring. He doesn't take any of the money and then he goes home. He just says he does it for, I don't know, his own purposes. None of it makes sense, but the folk around here wish he wouldn't show up and win all the time. All the gambling's gone to shit."
Well, when is that wrestling night? What night is that?
Oh, that was, I mean, he was only here, that was maybe 5 nights ago, so you've got another like 2.5, 10 day?
Okay.
25 days.
All right.
It was actually then when I was able to speak up to him and ask him for some wine, and he invited me out, and then he wanted me to wrestle him, and I said, "I'm a halfling, and you're a giant half orc of a man," so didn't want to wrestle him.
Well, what if you wrestle him and lose? Will he still sell it to you?
My understanding is that and he actually looks at you funny and goes, "Wait a second, I don't know. Maybe I could have lost and
Alright.
still had some of the wine."
Yeah, if he just wants a little like wrestle, I mean, he's just looking for some fun. Could entertain
Uh,
him.
and you can see the halfling put both his hands up in front of him and says, "I don't need any of the bumps and bruises the lad would probably give me. I mean, he's fucking enormous. We're talking like 7 feet tall, like 5.5 feet wide. He's a mountain of a half orc."
I've fought worse.
And he kind of looks you up and down and he goes, I believe it, actually. You look pretty tough."
Yeah, I'm not very strong, but I'm nimble, and I would do like a little like karate display, like some move.
It's funny that this guy does similar moves, but he does these like swaying sort of things, and he keeps drinking the wine while he's fighting. It's pretty staggering. I mean, he is staggering, but or his size is staggering, and he staggers. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty staggering what he can do.
We
All
might
right,
have to go
well,
see this for ourselves.
yeah. Then Vincent would point over to the three adventurer people and just kind of ask them, "Hey, what do you know about these three? These look like adventurers. They from around here?"
Oh, yeah, they're investigating some I don't know. Some dwarven miners have unwittingly unleashed some curse. I don't. And actually,
No.
he goes, "You don't have a map on you, do you?
I look at their venom.
I mean, you guys would have a
You
map
know?
of the Sword
Yeah.
Coast if you want on you." Um,
Yeah.
oh, perfect. And as you like lay it out on the bar, he goes, "So, my understanding is that there's this place called Mount Hote now over by Gontelgrim," and he's sort of like pointing on the map right over here. "I don't know. Some dwarven miners unwittingly unleashed something, and that man there says that he saw ghosts in the area. Nobody's come for the dwarves in quite a while. Those two dwarves are up from Thronehold to investigate." That's all. That's the big talk right now.
All right.
That might be interesting.
What other? Yeah, and what other kind of folk come through here? Like, you got any like what's you got any like pirate people? Any bad people that come through here? Come through town?
I mean, we're technically neutral ground. All sorts come to Port Last to have their ships repaired, drop off goods. We don't ask where they get it from. I mean, yeah. Why? You looking for someone?
No, no one in particular. And so it would stop the conversation. And say thank you. And can I and ask for another glass of wine? And he would finish what he had in front of him.
Okay. The wine's like not wonderful, frankly, but he goes, "Oh, of course, of course," and he just pours it for you without taking any money from you because you gave him gold. And he goes, "Is anything else I can help you with, friends?"
No, Vincent cheers him and then grabs their venom and kind of like walks away. And we kind of like walk around the place together. And I would say quietly to him as we like walk around, try to maybe find a spot to sit down. Say, so this orc guy that likes to drink. We got any you got any of those pies left from the place, please?
Um, I mean, I think we do.
I'm just wondering if we maybe spike his wine jug, either now and or at a battle, and we make some we tell these guys to bet on the other guys. We make some money out of this. Either way, what do we think about spiking this his wine?
That might be a dangerous call. That might stop us from ever getting the wine from him.
No, I'm thinking like if we do like right now we wrestle. If I have to wrestle him, I'm gonna spike his wine jug somehow when he's not looking. So then when he's drinking it, he passes out. We win, and I buy the wine and we leave.
I mean, we could try it. I don't know how well pies would spike wine though.
I just
What
need
was
the filling.
what's
Just gotta get it in there.
what's the consistency of like the pie filling?
Well, I'm sure the filling is like goo. Get it in there. Pie filling.
The consistency of the pie filling is we're talking about like the dream pies, right? From all the way
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
with
That's
the
what he's
hags.
talking
Okay.
about.
Okay. Yeah, those are filled with what appears to be some sort of like it's almost like a fig Newton filling.
Yeah. I can like get that in a wine
It's
bottle.
children, isn't
you
it?
know?
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
heroin.
Yeah, it's like heroin that's gonna make the dude like trip out while I'm wrestling him. If everything goes well.
And then get addicted to the pies and go on a rampage when he can't get any more.
Hey, well, that's their problem, not ours. Anyway, just an idea. Jeez.
Oh, I like it.
Spitballing ideas there.
You
This is the
guys
first
are
thing that came
playing
to mind.
solo. Go for it, homie.
Yeah. But then I'm also trying to recruit. I might be trying to recruit someone to come back to if they ever come down to the casino, the new spot. We need some help. And I'm also looking for the pirate from my past, but I don't really want to find him. I'm trying to move on. But all right, what do you think? What's our next move? We got to go. We're gonna go try to get some wine, or do you want to?
Yeah, we gotta go meet this guy.
Or do you want to do something around town?
I think I'm good in this town.
What's our plan? You just want to roll up and say, "Can we buy wine?" He's gonna say, "Now that we know he wants to wrestle, do we just wrestle to him, hope for the best, and hope he sells it to us?" Or
No,
are
we
we
can
gonna
ask him
go with
ahead of
something
time.
more
Like
devious?
we can ask him ahead of time. Like even if we lose, like it sounds like he just likes wrestling.
Show up
And
with
we
a bottle of baby oil in return.
I mean, I'm a ninja. I mean, I'll fight him. Hand-to-hand combat. I'm not strong. I'm gonna have to use my dex and a lot of probably
neither of us
and
are
lucky
like
rolls and
very
stuff.
strong.
I think I could take him though.
Aren't you a
think I could
strong
do it.
guy, Vincent?
No, I'm not strong. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're
I'm
dexterous.
acrobatic.
At
Yeah,
least
he's a
very
real-
you're
acrobatic.
at least you're unarmed. Don't you do like claw damage?
Oh, I do have like bites and claws, and I could go into my shell. Just
Your
play
shell. Yeah, you don't even just have to tire him out, tucker him out.
Rope it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. What would you do if I just went in my shell? He'd just try to like anaconda bear hug me, you know?
Just grab it and
I
smash it on the
mean,
ground.
if I was a
I
referee and
could-
somebody went into his shell, I mean that's it.
defensive
But
move. My AC goes up to like 21.
We could also like pick you up and just throw you out of the ring.
yeah, what are the rules? You gotta get some grab. What are the rules of the fight? You know.
All right. Well, either way, my first thought
like-
was.
I like
to-
your
to
first
trick
thought of
him out
cheating. You
his
should try
line.
to think of more
I
along
know.
that line.
I either
I don't
wanna
think he'll do
cheat,
it. I don't think he'll do it.
but I think I could do both. I can do both. We're gonna cheat and fight him.
I'm just worried if we cheat and we get caught, then we won't get the wine. And it feels like we want to
Then
set
we
up like
steal the
a
wine. What if we just steal the wine outright? What if we don't even ask? What if
They're
we
just
then it's
saying he's
just
drunk all the time. How hard is it to fool him?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
then if we-
what if we don't even? Yeah, what if I go spike his thing while he's just chilling? You know what I mean? And like not even like, and then he just drinks it, passes out. We steal his wine and we're out. He doesn't
Yeah,
even
then
know what
that would
happened.
just be like a one-time acquisition. We want like a recurring thing. Like we want to be able to stock
Alright.
this wine at Shenanigans. I thought was the
All
like,
right,
the
then
point I
fine.
wanted.
All right, you're right. So I can either try to beat him in a fight and then earn his respect and make this thing long term. If I fail, we come back and we spike his wine.
I mean, it sounds like he's just like a weird drunk guy who likes to wrestle. Like we could both wrestle him. Like, let us sell the wine.
Oh,
We'll wrestle you
2v1?
right now. And
Go off
then
from 2v1.
and then we'll tell him like we got this buddy. He's strong as an ox. He would fucking love to wrestle you.
All right. I'll tell you what, Servenum. We'll play it straight. We'll try to just make a deal. And then if it goes south, I'm spiking his wine.
All right. And Sir
All
Venom
right, let's go
Vincent
visit him.
a couple of very stale dream pies.
All right. Do we have any that's just for a maybe backup plan later. All right. So do we have any like business do I have business cards for Shenanigans yet? Or can I make a magical? Wait, do I have I think I have prestidigitation. Does that make a tangible something?
It
Like
can,
can I
I
make like a
think. I would have
tangible
to.
like business card type thing?
Yeah, let me check. Prestidigitation. At the very least, with it, you could cause some sort of like, shenanigans in like green letters with a shamrock or something to be spelled out in the air. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty temporary, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, and I wanted to like give it to him as like the
We
whole like to
do
keep,
need it would make sense that you would have like maybe a little pouch of promotional poker chips or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can make a trinket. Does that means that seems like tangible, right?
Yes, but it only lasts until the end of
Oh,
your
but it only
next turn.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's temporary. But
Never
like you could make them and
well,
toss them around and be like, "Come to Shenanigans," and people would look at them and then they would disappear.
Did I ever
Yeah.
show you guys the poker chip?
Oh,
I don't
sounds
know.
like
I don't know.
sounds
Did
like
you make
Axel may have
something?
already queued up.
Did you
what
give
is
them?
this?
Did you give us any to pass out?
I mean, you would have them, but I'm trying to what folder I put this in. I'll find
No,
it.
it's something we would have like before we left. We would have had like Morty order
All
for
right.
him.
Well, then in that
Yeah,
case,
totally.
regardless.
We could have picked him up while we were there before we left.
Morty's
All
a
right,
busy boy.
if I had a few poker chips from Shenanigans, I would toss one on the way out to the barkeep, and I would tell him that if he finds any
like a-
stereotypical
I have a chip from Vegas
henchman,
like that.
yeah, like a stereotypical henchman that's looking for like I'm looking for a sidekick, you know. If he knows anyone, to send them to Shenanigans, and looking, and ask for Vincent.
So sorry, you want a sidekick? Like you want
Like
somebody to
someone
work for
looking for
you?
work. Yeah,
Okay.
someone looking for work. Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Like an adventurer that is well equipped. That might need
Gotcha.
work for
Okay.
Shenanigans.
Sure.
Super good.
If somebody comes through the saber and sorry, what is this bar called again? The Jack and the Saber. They're willing to say that supposedly there's work in Neverwinter if you head to the bar at bar and casino
But
called
also,
Shenanigans.
like, kind of don't tell everyone. Like, this is like, got to keep it a secret. And like, it's like, I trust you to send the right, person or two or three, like,
Okay.
don't be
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
everybody.
He's
Like,
willing
the
to
right
like nod.
person.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Keep it on the down low.
He sort of nods and he goes, "Oh, okay." Make an insight check as you do that. Let's see how fast your rolls are
Wait,
tonight.
yeah, right? They are incredibly slow still. God damn it.
Bummer. We're gonna take a break here in just a minute, so I don't know. Would a reboot help? Do you think?
So, pretty sure
Sounds
I got
like
that
a-
20.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't think
23.
a reboot will help that.
Yeah.
yeah, 23, but it was a natural 20.
So you can see that he probably won't tell anyone, and he won't remember unless you give him something to trigger his memory. And we're not talking a Shenanigans chip. We're talking like some real chips.
Like more than the 1 gold I gave him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably more than 10 gold is the sort of thing that would ensure that he'll follow through on it for you.
Actually, do I have anything left in my inventory of value?
have you might have that
Uh,
incredible staff and
You
like
got
a
a
crown.
crown. Yeah, you got like
I know.
5K worth of
Do you have something that can cast
Liquid.
Witch?
liquid,
Yeah, I
He has
have.
a
No,
lot
that's
of
my
things in his
sword.
inventory.
and he's got the golden
Uh,
statue from.
Scepter. Oh,
I
Yeah,
mean, we
The,
would
the golden statue from the Afterlife Casino.
yeah.
This
I
turtle
feel like
has
we
some sticky
yeah,
fingers.
I definitely have that. I'm
yeah,
holding
but
on to that. I'm
I
definitely
feel like
holding
we
on to
each have
Strahd's
like a little
crown.
stipend of like gold that we
But
like
but
kept
yeah,
on.
no. All right, so the scepter I think is worth way more than 10 gold.
Yeah, just get
Oh
him like
yeah.
20,
Ew.
give him like
It's
20
like
gold or something.
You were just
2,500.
asking if you had anything of value. I was just like, you certainly do.
Yeah, I know. All right, so then I would give him I would just give him 15 gold. That's fine.
Okay.
I want
And you do
I
so,
want
and
him
he
to
and
try
he
and meet someone.
oh yeah, and he's very willing to say, I will make sure to discerningly tell no more than 3, but at the very least 1 of your request. And thank you. What was your name, sir?
Vincent.
Vincent. Indeed, Vincent. I will do.
Yeah, send him to Shenanigans.
Of course. Pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with the wrestling the rest of the way.
Ugh. He said, you can see the grimace on his face. Honestly, it's not any fun anymore.
And Vincent
Uh,
kind of cracks his knuckles and says, "If you ever see me in there, you'd be wise to bet on me, though." And then he would like leave, go
okay.
walk out, drop the mic.
And I assume that you both are just going to head straight to the vineyard where, wherever
Yeah,
that
let's go
sign
to the
leads you.
wine. Yeah, let's go to the wine guy.
We'll go back to Axel and Riku for now.
Alright.
Where are you guys headed within Waterdeep?
They're checking with Rictavio, basically.
Okay. So we'll check in with Rictavio. He's actually still at the bar. He's back at the bar. He's done some recon. What is it that you asked him to do in particular? To look for entrances and ways in?
Other ways, if we were unsuccessful, to get ourselves in from
Okay.
like my family.
Oh, like a sewer system. Mm. Oh,
How's
yeah.
this? He'll lead you around the Bard College. He'll give you like a walking tour, basically.
All right. Yeah, we'll
Let's
act
start there.
natural.
I
We'll
like
act
that.
act natural. Act natural.
Of course,
And he'll give you a bit of a walking tour because it's a
as
pretty
we
big
do,
area.
because we're wanted men. We always act casual.
We're wanted, dead or alive.
And you guys are
Sorry,
Oh,
I didn't.
oh yeah,
Fuck?
the some of the roofs come off because this is a
I was
pretty
just trying
complex
to
map.
move.
this is a
Just-
doll. This is a dollhouse map. You know.
Jesus Christ!
And so you
I
guys
didn't
are up in
hear
that
deep.
northern corner.
Oh my God!
Um,
Just fourth wall this by accident. Jeez.
uh, the roads are large here for a number of different reasons. There's carriages that can go up and down the roads, right? And they like to make sure the roads are big enough for people marching through the streets for a number of different reasons. It's Waterdeep. It's a fanciful place. But he sort of points out the section of buildings in front of you, and you know that on the other side of this that I'm sort of circling right now would be where you first saw the guards at the College of Ogma. Directly across from the College of Ogma is the Central Theater of Waterdeep, this grayed out area here. It is an open air theater, but you saw that it was currently closed. That's not where you would have gone in necessarily to the Bard's College in of itself, but through the front entrance where the giant logo is of Ogma in particular. You know that there is a tavern down in this area, and he points this. He's like walking you all around this area and pointing all these things out to you. So there's a tavern down here, in this space. There's a music shop here, I believe, if I have that correct. And there's a few more spots around, basically. But the college itself is that walled-in area with the folks at the gate there. In terms of ways to get in, you could always climb the wall. You could always attempt to break through a window on one of these outer buildings. You could get up onto a roof somehow. He was not able to discern whether or not there was uh, a sewer per se, but what you can tell is that there is a slight shimmer on the inside coming from, and I'll actually put down something for that just so you can sort of understand what you see here a little easier. Let's see, I'll do this and that. And so you can see a shimmer that you recognize as the anti-magic field over quite a large space on the inside of the college.
Can we see
Like
those
a-
people?
Like a sphere?
Yeah, like a bit of a sphere there. You cannot see those people. I could gray it out, but like you know that they're in there. You would be able to see them through the gate here if you sort of linger at the gate and like look in, and you can even maybe make out that body all the way through because the gates are just like iron rock gates, so you can see in doubly basically.
Hmm.
This area is a college?
Mm-hmm.
And then what was this again? Like an amphitheater, you said? Something like that?
Yeah, an outdoor, like it's a really nice theater, frankly, and they hold lots of different things here: music, speeches, political events, poetry. Like basically, it's open every night for something different.
Hmm.
Riku would kind of nudge. And at this point, do we know if my sister has been detained or not?
I mean, everyone inside the college is currently detained, simultaneously for their protection, but also because they're being interviewed.
Yeah. That's
And
why I
if you
asked if
want,
we
we
can
can.
see them.
Yeah.
'cause I zoomed in.
And I can label America for you. Like you recognize her right away. She might not see you, I would say, but you know, you can make her out in the crowd.
Hmm. I mean, I think going in there guns ho would probably not end well for us.
Sure. Yeah. We could put on some guard gear and pretend we're guards and
Ooh.
maybe take her away and tell them that we've been sent by the black staff to take this one and bring her somewhere else.
I mean, it's better than going in guns ho. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm. But you'd have to do all the talking because reasons.
It's true. I do have a silver tongue.
Um,
On most days, that is.
what are the other options? The other options are we could just, I mean, do you really need to get your sister out of there? Because we could just hop the wall, break into the building, get to the, oh, that's a roof.
What are you doing, Axel? Yeah.
I'm dragging. I'm dragging.
Hey, you're trying to move the map. I know. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
And then, just, we could, I mean, if she's an adult, Riku. You're not her father.
I know, but I think she's innocent. I want to help her. That's all.
We could use Piccolo. Could do some stuff.
I can't just barge in there and just be like, "Hey, what happened here?" Like they can just tell me to fuck off, Oh,
How about
You,
you show up because you look like you would belong in a building area like this, and you just
I am a
kind of.
bard. Riku pulls out instrument.
And you can take Piccolo, and then I can do this thing where I can I don't know, I have this maneuver I can do called Beast Sense, where I can touch a willing beast, and for the duration of this spell, I can use an action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it sees, and continue to do so
Oh.
until I use it. Yeah. So I could you could show up because if we show up together,
So this
people
way,
might
only
be
I go to jail. Riku smiles.
Well, I mean, it's less suspicious if the both of us show, because you can kind of pretend like you're just like, what's going on here? Like you show up like you're going to college, like you're just a
Yeah, no,
confused
I
student.
understand. Yeah.
Do you
Um,
control Piccolo in that regard, or do you convey to Piccolo what you want and then he does it?
used for spell action, see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears.
I would say if
don't
either way,
think-
I would allow you to do it. I think.
Yeah, I think I could like tell him what to do and then he does it.
Yeah.
But
I think either way, you're good.
yeah. What's that thing that the guy in Game of Thrones does where he just like can
Warg.
see? I think it's like that kind of a
Gotcha.
deal.
Yep. Cool.
Beast
So
man.
what do you think? This is your show, Riku. I mean, if it was me, we would just break into the house, get the fast travel. This is your sister. I've never met her. I'm sure she's
okay. That's what you're after. But
I'm sure she's super hot, and you want me to meet her because she'll fall for my charms, and
okay.
then we'll be
so
brothers.
Riku says if all you're after is a fast travel, that's okay. I kind of like that. But you got to come with me back to Neverwinter. And then he looks at Octavia. You coming?
Oh, so long as you bring us back here in a couple of days, I don't see why not. I mean, Shenanigans does sound fun, but I do think it's important that we get down to Candlekeep. At least it is for me. I don't care. You guys can do what you want, obviously. I would like to get the book to Candlekeep to have it explored by maybe a powerful mage, if possible, or two. It feels like a dangerous item. That's all.
Yeah.
I
So
just want to make sure I have the travel point is all.
would we know if, say, this magical force field is still up, and we try to come back here, will this end still work because technically it's still under lockdown, or will we not be able to teleport to this place because it's like, well, you can't do magic in here, so how's the
I'm
teleportation
assuming this
circle?
is it, and that's why they put it up here.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of them. I mean, I'm seeing 2 of those symbols on the ground.
Yeah, and there's the one right out front as well. You don't believe those are actually teleportation
Yeah.
circles, by the way, Riku.
That's just branding.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to think about it.
They got horns and everything on the watchtowers.
So it's in one of the buildings here. Riku would ask Octavia, do you have any idea which building teleportation circle might be in?
I don't. At a glance, let me just look at something. Give me a moment. Because I've got like 10 pages of details on this place.
Yeah.
The owner's office, private quarters, stand.
I think there's 5 options based on the size of the blue circle.
Yeah. Here we go. Cafeteria, admin building. There's too many buildings on this map. It would be based on what Rictavio believes. He has a sneaking suspicion, and so he saw what did he see? He thinks that there's stained glass windows here in this room, and he thinks that a teleportation circle would fit well in there just because it's a circular building. The other rooms, he knows that like some of these are like dormitories. He believes on this side, based on like it looks like like a college dorm. People put flags off of it and decorate it and stuff, and he can see decorations up in those rooms. So that's why he thinks that one's a dorm in particular.
All right. Well, Riku would he would look to Axel and say, "Okay, I think I got it from here."
All right.
And then Riku's gonna go over here.
Okay.
And then look up at this building.
Okay.
And I imagine there's windows somewhere that I can see here.
So they're all stained glass windows, so you can't really see through them into the building here. But each one, and let me see if I can make that circle like a little bit smaller for you, so you can kind of see the stained glass. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So each of those stained glass windows there, but you can't like see well through them.
Can I maybe give a guesstimation of where the floor might be, like the highest floor?
You think there's only one floor actually, so it's about a 20-foot tall chamber, and it's just got like a flat roof up top, from what you can tell.
Okay. Well, if I think it's only one level, then Riku's just gonna like look back at Axel and say, give him a salute and say, "Wish me luck." He's gonna dimension door in there with the monkey.
Oh, with Piccolo? Okay, let's hop
Yeah.
Piccolo in there then.
Yeah, I'll give you hands Piccolo to Riku.
You got a monkey and a tutu, and let me just attach him to you for a moment. What a sweet little NPC that you have with this guy.
Yeah.
So if you move around, he should move with you. Yep, perfect. All right. Can you just make me an Arcana check just to see how well your aim is?
Oh,
20. Pretty damn good, actually. So you really squint through the window and you think you can make out a space that you think is okay. You stand here and people, you wait until there's nobody about and you into the center of the room. And before you, make an Arcana check once again.
This is the one that matters. Fuck. Oh no, that's good.
What is before you is actually very clearly an arcane circle. It has the same symbol. Oops. It has the same symbol as the other spots, but this one has iconography along with it. And considering the statues, and now you realize that the room is effectively bare and that there are stone benches around the walls as like a receiving waiting area. Clearly, this is where people can teleport in and out of.
Perfect. Well,
nice.
in order to get it, do I have to use it?
In this instance, you can study it, especially with that Arcana check. You are good at this
Yeah,
point.
just
You have
press
that circle.
E.
Okay. Now here's the other question. How to go from here? Let's see.
Just jump out the window. How'd you even? Oh, you dimension doored. That's right.
Yeah.
I was like, how did he even?
I can't take the monkey with. If I were to Misty Step, I couldn't take the monkey with me.
How?
I got an idea though.
He can climb.
I-
You can just, shit, because you can't talk to him.
I'll just tell him though. I could point to the fence.
I mean, I would probably, actually, shit, no, because I would have had to do that before. I can't just like from a distance, check in
Alright,
on him,
well,
see what's going on.
Before I go outside this door, Riku's gonna like open up his backpack, and he's gonna go through his inventory and pull out his disguise kit.
His fake
Okay.
nose and glasses.
Yeah.
Good enough. You notice two people coming down the street, by the way, Axel, and it would be the Blackstaff and Mert,
And
and they
just
are coming down the street this way. Can you give me
Okay.
a stealth check?
Yes.
as a note, there's a matching disguise for the monkey.
Gotcha. They pass you by, you believe, without seeing you, and they continue down the street and they turn the corner. What does your disguise look like, Riku?
Like a professor who works here.
Oh, that's right.
Ah,
He's got that
okay.
armor that he can change.
Well, that's
Can
true
you give
too.
me a deception check? And if you're going to use magic, that's fine, but you do know that there's an anti-magic field somewhere out there. So if you're going to use magic, that's fine for now, and it would give you advantage. But if
Well,
you're
my
not going to use
disguise
magic,
kit isn't magic, right?
no, your disguise kit would be not non-magic.
Perfect. Okay. So, what check was I doing? Sorry.
Deception.
Okay. Not terrible.
Let's see. Okay. All right.
Alright.
You've disguised yourself.
All right. I guess for now, Riku is just gonna look at Piccolo and say, "Just act natural, okay, buddy?" Give him the thumbs up.
And where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
I'm opening the door first, and just like gonna straighten my jacket and close the door behind me quietly.
Done.
and just see if anybody notices my presence before I move anywhere.
Yeah, you don't see anybody about. What you can see is the faint shimmer in the air that you recognize as the anti-magic field. You see a dead body down the walkway, and you see. Let's see if there's a way to get into this building right here. There's a few door. There's a door on the walkway. I think I oversized that one a little bit. I'll reduce it a little. You can see that there's a door at the end of the walkway there.
Right. Well, Riku would very calmly kind of round the corner with Piccolo, and then just kind of get tight on the wall and like look around the corner and just kind of examine the scene from here for now. See if like I can get like a better look at crime scene.
So you can see. Yeah, make a perception check.
Perception.
That's actually pretty good. You can notice several interesting things from that vantage point. There's a puddle of water nearby, the puddle of blood. You can see where it looks like something pierced through the murder victim, some sort of deep gouge. You can see shredded bushes and damage as if like a grenade or something went off. And you can see two watch facing away from you on the other side of the gate, facing a group of chattering. You can hear the chattering of people and the concern in their voices, but you can't really make anything out.
Okay.
Ooh.
I guess at this point,
I just ooh. How does invisible work? Does it have to be an alive thing, or can you make something dead invisible?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
it's the anti-magic field, so
Oh, that's right. I was gonna say make the body invisible and then just like, no murder, no dead body, no murder.
I think it says creature in the spell, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
a creature you touch
But yeah, you
becomes
can't.
invisible.
So what's the plan, Riku?
well, now that Riku's seen the crime scene, he's gonna go up to this gate here and see if this is unlocked.
It is.
Walk on the other side here.
Can you give me a stealth check? Because you are going to technically be within view of that watch down there.
Oh, what a
How's
roll!
that do?
That's very good. You do it silently and you're able to like duck behind the tree or something, the house or something out of view with speed.
Cool. We like that. And as I'm stealthing around, I'm gonna try to examine, like gonna be peering like down
Yep.
here and trying to get an idea of what I'm seeing. Like and kind of just perusing the scene as I'm like going around the perimeter of the anti-magic field, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you see here is a young woman crying, sobbing, a young man holding her shoulders, an older woman clearly in shock nearby, several people chatting to each other in small groups, one or two standing off sort of by themselves, one of which is your sister, and she's sort of over by a tree. They're all penned in by the 5 city watch who are not letting them leave.
All right.
And you can also know that there are some watch at the front yard because you saw that happen. As you are sneaking that way, you hear 2 individuals enter the front, and you hear the voices of Mert and the Blackstaff as you are in this area. As this happens, the anti-magic field drops.
All right. When I get here and I get view of my sister, I probably have like a mirror or something shiny that like reflects. I'd take it and try to like make a reflection like at her and try to get her attention from where I am.
Make
Maybe
a stealth check.
maybe like my pendant or something.
Okay. Make a stealth check and make a persuasion check.
Are you in range for message? I mean, the thing went down.
Maybe, but this was like I was thinking this before the thing went down, you know?
Yeah. I think it would be hard to like get one of all these people. It'd be hard to get just one single person's attention with what you're trying to do.
That's what the stealth check is for.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to bounce the light off of your locket quite easily. With that stealth check, you do get a few people who look over. You immediately notice that this man here sort of looks over, and this individual here looks over, along with your sister, and they see you bouncing it off your locket. And just as somebody's about to say something, you hear the voice of the black staff say, "America, with us, please. The rest of you, you are safe with the watch." She, purposefully not looking in your direction, walks all the way forward to the black staff and Mert. You believe. Roll an Arcana check. Yeah, that's good enough. You sensed that was a command, and potentially with magic behind it.
Oh shit.
That was not something that she could get away from.
Damn.
Um,
Okay. Well, I guess Riku would try to like get closer to be able to be within message range. Let me see what the range is on that. Oh, it's pretty far. I didn't realize it was so far.
It has to be like 30 feet or something, right?
It's 120.
Hmm.
I thought it was like 60.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's
You're
funny
okay.
we're doing some shenanigans in the same city that we're like.
okay.
currently
As I'm
wanted.
walking up, I would aim my message at my sister and basically say, "Hey, it's me. Long time no see. Seems like you're in some trouble. Did you do this? And I'm gonna help you either way, but just tell me the truth now. I'm close by, and you can. And I'll say you can talk back if you don't know what this is."
I know what it is, you asshat. It's good to hear your voice, but I killed him, Riku. I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. There was this fox-like creature. It was like raiding. It had books in its hands. I think it was stealing from us, but I didn't mean to. I tried to use the ice knife on the creature.
God damn it!
Bum bum bum.
Don't worry, I'll get you out of this, sis.
And they're gonna be walking away.
All right, now Riku's gonna just immediately like beeline back towards his group and tell him what's going on.
And you can hear one of the guardsmen heading this way because several individuals had raised their voices.
I'd be like sprinting immediately this way, and
Okay,
then
make
just
a stealth
fucking
check.
Oops, sorry.
Make a stealth check.
Sprinting that way and just like misty stepping over the wall and like throwing the monkey at the wall as I misty step.
I mean, he can probably climb the wall. You don't gotta throw him.
Well, just to help him up like faster, you know. 'cause
Jesus.
we
Well,
Fly, Piccolo,
yeah.
fly.
Sounds like you're just gonna wing him by his tail.
No, like get close and then throw him up, you know.
Yeah.
Not like fucking like splat him against the wall. Like just help him go.
He's gonna tell me everything.
All right, let's see the stealth check that you made. Ooh,
Terrible.
That was a
9.
9.
Terrible
Yeah, not
roll.
good.
So as you are sprinting
But I'm
across this
disguised.
space, you go, "Hey, what? Hey, stop!" And you make it to here, and you hear there's like footprints behind you, like sprinting after you, and so you misty step without an issue.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Clicks on his boots.
You're gone. And there is a guy on the other side of the wall as this happens, as you misty step down. And Piccolo, you toss him to the wall. He's able to climb over, and he actually leaps off the wall back onto you. You are
Nice.
over the wall. Rictavio and Axel, you see this, and the guard goes, "Hey, what? Where did that guy go?" You can hear him like on the other side of the wall, like looking around, being like, "Where the fuck is that guy?" What are you guys doing?
Riku turns, looks to the boys, and says, "We gotta go."
Yeah, I'm popping out. Tell him what alley we're in. I assume this is like an alley. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah,
waving them
Riku's just
over.
gonna start running to where he thinks they are and just be like, "We gotta go, guys."
All right. Since you're going to be technically on the run, go ahead and roll just a stealth at advantage because you've got enough of a head start to get away from them pretty fast.
Uh-huh.
Sweet. No issues sprinting down the street away from them. They can't misty step over the wall, and therefore the guard has to go all the way back and then out and then try to get like folk with him. So you guys can go wherever you like within Waterdeep without issue.
So I think the plan is we should just get out of here in general. I think we're gonna have to come back for your sister with the
Well, we
with the
know where
group.
she's going.
Yeah, with the
know.
group. Like
Yeah.
we should get out of here. Say I sounds like Rudolph and Casimir are staying. So, you know. Oh no, we had dinner with you. Oh, we got to go to dinner with your father.
So I can teleport us back to Shenanigans, and then from there I can teleport us
Not in the
all
same
back,
day.
back here. I know, but we could do it tonight and then come back in the morning or something. And
What?
then who else? Sir Venom also has he can teleport us.
Okay.
So we can do multiple in a day.
Okay, so you're saying you can teleport us back, then teleport us back here in the same day?
Yep. If Sir Venom has a spell slot available.
But
Well, he doesn't have the teleportation circle.
yeah, how
Only
many
you have
times
the
in how many
teleportation
times
circle.
in one day can you teleport?
I think only once right now.
So then you could only you can only teleport
well,
us there.
once.
You can only do that. So we're on a time crunch, Riku. So I feel like either we gotta stand up your
But
father.
we can handle our business here. We can handle our business here today, and then go back for the night. Then I sleep, and then I have it in the morning.
Okay.
And then Sir Venom would have the one to get us back already, right? So we could come back to Shenanigans for the opening, theoretically, if we had to come back to Waterdeep. A lot of bouncing around, but
Yeah, I'm so confused, but if you think this all works, then I'm down. But I still this.
okay.
Yeah. Because
All
we're
right,
not.
so what's the order of operations here, Riku?
Yeah. What are we doing?
We would go back to dinner.
Okay.
Then after dinner, we would probably go back to Shenanigans to try to meet up with the boys.
Okay.
And try to bring them back to help us in the following morning.
After
with-
opening day. I'm
yeah.
sorry, but your sister's gonna have to wait till after
Ah,
opening
jeez.
night.
But we could come back and then go back, is what I was
They're
saying.
not gonna just like arrest her and execute her same week. It's gonna be like, there'll be a trial.
Make a history check
Yeah.
on Waterdeep. So, and this is an Axel specific thing.
Yeah.
Make
okay.
a history check, Axel.
My brain's a little shot. It's been a while.
You have no idea what they're gonna do to his sister. You know that it's unusual for the Black Staff to hold somebody, but beyond that, she might be royally fucked for all you know.
Well, I should have faith in my dad because he was meeting with these two who just picked up my sister.
Yeah, we haven't actually had an official meeting with them too. So
Yeah. No, Riku's gonna trust his dad. It's got this kind of covered.
yeah.
All right. Would you like to go back to dinner with your father?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do.
Because we're
that.
gonna hear that at least. He'll give us the the scoop.
And I just want to be conscious of time, just because I want to make sure everyone's got
The other two.
roughly equal screen time here. We'll toss you into dinner with Lord Kensington. His wife has actually gone to bed early due to a little, imbibing a little too much. But he will host dinner with both of you. And let's put him at the head of the table. And you can take whichever seats you both want. Wherever
Is it just
you'd
the
like.
three of us?
It's just going to be the three of you in this situation.
All right.
Oh no, sorry, Hansel will be here as well. Sorry, that's my bad. Hansel will be here. And there is a serving folk, a dwarf and a halfling. They are bringing out plenty of food and drink for you, and they go back and forth
feel
between
like
the kitchens.
Hansel would be right there.
Gotcha.
His two sons.
And as you sit down to eat, Lord Kensington says, Riku, my boy, it's so good to see you, my boy. And he actually does seem genuinely excited to have you there. I'm so glad you were able to make it to Waterdeep, and I can't believe you found where we live in this wonderful home. Apparently some folk called the Gorel Huns used to live here. I don't know, messy ending. Nonetheless, you'll truly love the food in Waterdeep. Things of such depth and flavor. The bards sing about them, and just the wine alone. Your brother, indeed, he loves all of it too. You love being here, don't you, Hansel? And he's just like face down in food and like sort of nods as he's like eating silently. Sorry, but I suspect that something's amiss. Why are you here, Riku? What brings you to Waterdeep? Why finally come home to us?
Well, I happen to be in the area, and it's not that I've been avoiding coming home, but more I've been walking my own path is all. And he kind of looks at Hansel when he says that, and then looks back at his dad. He's like, perhaps it wasn't the path I intended, but it's the one I was sent on, and it led me here nonetheless. I'm kind of, and
Yes.
he looks back. He's like, I'm glad.
Oh, me too. I'm very glad that you're glad about this. What path has it been? What things have you seen? Where have you been?
Riku will give him an extensive uh, catch up on everything that's happened, minus the elephant in the room.
Okay,
He'll
so you
he'll
don't tell him
leave all
about the
that out
locket,
for,
basically.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
You
not.
tell
I'm not
him.
gonna tell him. I'm not gonna tell him like the juicy details just yet. I'm just telling him a very basic background of what's happened to me since I've been sent to Bard school.
How much about
And
Daggerford do you tell?
um, I'd leave that out probably. I would just say we met there, and then kind of like look at Axel and then be like, yes, not the nicest of places. So we left immediately.
Axel almost chokes on his food when he hears Daggerford.
um, just give me a deception check.
God, does he know?
Just give me a deception check on that, Riku. Let's see.
It's a 10.
10. Okay, that's good enough to skate by on this one in particular. Neither Hansel or your father really look up at the mention of Daggerford. How much of Barovia do you describe to them?
Riku would look at Axel before he starts getting into that and be like they're family. I can tell them this, right?
Tell him what?
And then he's like he grabs his sword and puts it on the table.
Do you
Like-
ignite it?
No, I just put the it's a hilt. That's all it is
Okay.
right now. He just puts it on the table. Just so Axel knows what I'm talking about.
Oh
Gotcha.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Just go for
Hansel
it.
and your dad are both looking at the hilt and being like, "That's rather fancy. What's it do? The hilt of a sword?"
Riku tosses it to his dad and says, give it a good pull or give it a good grab."
And he does, and he goes, "Oh, a voice." Pew! Lights it up. Well, now this is a magical item unlike anything I've seen in quite some time. You've been places, my boy. You've been places.
Indeed, I
And
have. And
sends it back to you.
I'd start telling them about what happened in Barovia.
They listen rapturously through your story, eventually with your father clapping and being like, "My son, I don't know what they taught you at that bard college, but that was a tale befitting a king, let alone an adventurer. I mean, if any of those things had happened to me, lo and behold, I mean, fought a dragon one time, but nonetheless, frankly, that's outlandish. None of that could. I mean, some of it might have happened, but all of that in what the span of a few weeks? Preposterous."
I'm telling you the truth. How else would I have got such an item? And he sheaths his sword.
Your father looks slightly perplexed at it because there is a certain logic to it of the fact that you probably have been on some level of adventure, and if this is the tale you're telling, and obviously you are being truthful.
And then Riku's like changed, like Hansel said. Like he's not quite as mischievous seeming as he once was. He seems more stern and to the point.
Fair. And your father's looking at you. Tell me why you really came home.
Riku kind of like he's been kind of cordial at this point, but now he kind of sits back in his chair and like leans back and like on two legs. He's like, I think you know why.
So you've have the item.
Yeah, I guess I would have like had it hidden with my my armor, but yeah, I would reveal it. Be
Oh,
like,
sorry.
that's cool. That's Riku would probably not want him to see it at first and be like, of course. It's very close to me, as you know it should be. And
Ask away, lad.
at that he kind of like gives him a look like to see his reaction here.
And at this point, Hansel is like fully stopped eating, and he's looking between the two of you. Dad, what's going on? Kensington looks to him, says, "Go to your room." And Hansel goes, "I am 23 years old. I do not." And Lord Kensington slams both fists on the table and he says, "Go to your room. There are very few things you do not know. This is one of them, and for good reason." And Hansel's like looking between the two of you at this point. Wait, is there anything you want to say here, Riku?
Riku just kind of looks at Hansel and like nods.
He gives you a surprised look, but shrugs. If that's what Riku wants, I'll do it. And he goes, "About Daggerford. I won't tell anybody you were there. Those wanted posters don't really look like you anyways." And he walks up the stairs.
Nice. We like that.
What a good brother.
Yeah. Well, man, we should get you guys on some kind of medieval Jerry Springer. Yeah.
Kensington looks at you. How do you know?
This is why I keep him around. Riku laughs and like pats him on the shoulder. And then Riku says, well, let's just say I've come across other magical items that give me the ability of true sight. And then he kind of looks him up and down because he's never looked at his dad with true sight. And
Are you using the glasses on your dad?
no, he's just sizing him up, thinking about it, because he looked at Hansel and he's like, now he's thinking about his dad. He's like, fuck, what if he's a tiefling too, or whatever? And he's, right now he's just sussing everyone out. But
Gotcha.
he just mentions that he has the capabilities of seeing his true form. And then he said it was an accident, really. He said an old companion of mine. We got our magics entwined, and somehow it revealed. He looks at him, my true form. He kind of like squints, and like is gauging his reaction to this.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
The late Uriel. He got lost.
I mean, he is not giving anything away at this moment in time. He looks at you and he says, "I loved your mother very much. She wasn't my wife. You know, I don't do well holding on to folk. Clearly, the current Madame Kensington is proof of that, though I do care for her as well."
Yeah, you're on your number 3 now. You move quick, huh?
Shut up, boy. You don't know what this life is like. I have moved here, and in the span of only a few years, made myself a masked lord. Neither of you, and he points at both of you with like one finger, neither of you will ever speak a word of that to anyone. Only Mert and the Blackstaff know that I am a masked lord. Everyone else just thinks I'm a rare book trader from afar. Being a masked lord has given us some sort of power and ability. Look, I was not trying to hide a tiefling-born child. Your mother was. Something about that woman, something special, something hidden, something from a place beyond. I don't know much about where she was from, but I know this. And do you have a name for your mother?
Yeah, I think I gave her a name.
Did you give her a name? Let me just double check your backstory here.
Azriel.
Azriel. That was her name, but her maiden name was Snowmane. Azriel Snowmane. And she said she was from a land far from here, not on the Sword Coast, not even of Faerun, and she escaped. She said that her mother, Larissa Snowmane, sold their souls to the devil to leave the place they were stuck in. A land called Darkon. A place frozen in time, stuck between planes. And that through this deal with the devil, it turned them to tieflings, that they were pledged to Asmodeus. She was a wonderful woman, and I loved her dearly. But that eventually she left because she had to. That pledge took hold. Something changed in her. And she needed to move on. She said that so long as the locket was in your home or on your body, you would always appear as you are, as I know you to be, a half-elf, my son, my firstborn, the eldest boy. But if the locket leaves you, you will become a tiefling. Not a curse, just an unseeming falling away, a true form being revealed, because those before you chose their own path. Whatever you are, son, tiefling, half-elf, you're Riku. You're my boy. And I'm glad that you're home. He looks sort of sheepish and chagrined. Probably should have told you all of this years back, after your mother left. There should have been more honesty between the three of us. Between the first Madame Kensington, though she was difficult. Frankly, the wine makes this one a little easier. Um, do you hate me? Do you blame me?
Um, at first I did, but I think I see why you did what you did now, and I'm actually grateful that I got to make my own way. Because if I'd stayed here, then I would have. And he looks at him. He's like, "No offense, I would have become more like Hansel, and I don't know if that's my style."
He's a good lad, training to become a paladin of Tyr eventually, supposedly. I think too much time in Neverwinter scrambled his brains in that way, but I love him dearly as well. He's a good man. He'll make a fine knight and citizen of Waterdeep.
He looks at him sharply and says, "A soldier."
He's a soldier, yes, yes, but he cares deeply of this city and these people in a way that, frankly, sometimes I do not. He's again sheepish as he says this. My old age is something's changing me. I apologize.
Riku's like, "No worries, I think I understand." He's like, "I don't like all these rules and whatnot. Not for me."
Fair enough, lad. Fair enough. I lived that life before too. Sometimes the rules are fun to toy with, though. Maybe you'll get there.
Well, I don't know what you've heard from Hansel, but there may be some truth there, but not much. And he looks at Axel and kind of gives him a look like, what may or may not have happened in that place. That's behind us. We're
Lies.
different now. We've changed after Barovia.
It's all true then? This talk of Barovia?
It's true.
Oh,
we
yeah.
saved a whole land from what it appears that my mother ran from, and now I understand why she did what she did to get out.
We made friends and lost friends. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
He looks pretty disturbed at all of this talk. He goes, "Stay here for a moment." And you can see that he leaves and he walks to the library. And you can see him rummaging for a minute, some time, until he comes back with a map. And he goes, "Your mother drew this once upon a time. I don't know if it's worth anything. I don't know. Oops, I didn't mean to put two. I don't know if it's true or real, but it's a map of the place she supposedly called home." And he lays it out on the table, and I can give you a bigger version, obviously.
Hmm.
But he lays it out on the table in front of you. She talked about mists interfering with travel between towns, mists swallowing people whole. Sounds the same. Sounds awful, frankly.
Is that
Darkon looks pretty cool.
is that where Rudolph? Wait, where's Rudolph from?
Yeah, he's
He
also
is from
there.
Darkon.
Okay, so that's I was when you said the word, I was like, why does that sound familiar? All right.
Nice.
He puts the map away. Son, I'm glad you escaped that place. If your mother had to sell her soul, or rather, if her mother had to sell her soul and many other people's souls, by the sound of it, to leave, then it's a miracle you're here, and I am glad for it.
It was quite the undertaking. Took a lot out of us, and not all of us made it.
Then to those left behind, and he holds up his wine glass.
To the lost, Riku says.
Axel, you've already pounded through all of your wine, and
Oh yeah, but Riku's got the never like
Oh yeah.
ending
Oh, yeah.
jug.
Does.
as like somebody comes out with more wine, you're already like pouring some from the
Yeah.
jug, just like it's like overflowing the wine glass, and the guy's like, "How is that possible?" And he like slowly backs into the kitchen. Are there other things that you want to discuss with your dad? I just want to make sure we've got the last 30 minutes for the other two guys.
Yeah.
I think that's good there.
Okay. Would you go
All the
directly
meat and
back to
potatoes out of the
Shenanigans?
way.
I think we would go to
Um,
Shenanigans from here.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
tell him we would let him know about our new place up in Neverwinter, and then probably take our leave and be
We'll
like,
be
you're more than welcome to come.
I
And I would
might take you up on that.
and I'd let them know about our I have an opening act prepared for or an act prepared for the opening night.
Gotcha.
like an
Okay.
actual act, or are you just gonna like roll for it?
No, I have it written out.
All right, good.
Yeah,
I
sweet.
wrote this
All
I
right.
wrote this out like a week or two ago.
This is
thinking about
perfect
it.
because the whole next session is going to be the opening night / like
Yeah.
whatever falls out from that. So,
Nice.
are you bringing Rictavio and Casimir Velikov with you back to Shenanigans, or are you leaving them here?
I mean, they're more than welcome to come.
It sounds like they really want to stay.
Casimir at least wants to say Rictavio is willing to go back. They're both willing to go back as long as you bring them back to
Do
Waterdeep quickly.
they like are all the rooms full around here? Because maybe they could just crash at. know.
There are open bunks within the bunkhouse.
Yeah, because I mean, Rictavio's from this place you have the map to, so maybe you guys can, chat about that.
Yeah, actually. Rictavio is more than willing. I mean, if you go back to like the tavern and tell Rictavio about all this, he is very willing to stay and chat with Lord Kensington.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll teleport back in time for the opening. Because we'll be back,
Alright.
We'll be back.
So do you bring Rictavio and Casimir or not?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because we don't want to seem too bossy. Because Rudolph, because he keeps saying what he wants to do, and we're like, actually, no, you're gonna do what we tell you. We got to give him at least some like a little bit of freedom, so he feels like we're not too controlling.
The illusion of autonomy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And we still have the book, right? So he's
Yeah, you guys can hold on to the book, and
Yeah.
if you tell him you're going to be back in a
Oh,
few days,
we'll
he
be
trusts you
we'll
for
be
that.
back.
All right.
For sure.
We
Got
just
unfinished
really
business.
needed to get that unlock.
Oh yeah. All right, so I will drag your two characters all the way up to Neverwinter. We're gonna go back to the other two guys now that like that's happened. You guys will all be back in Neverwinter for opening day together by the sound of it. Those of you going to the vineyard, Vincent and Sir Venom, we will pick up with your arrival midday at the vineyard.
Vincent and Sir Venom.
You guys around?
Yep, I'm here.
Nice. All right.
Woo,
As
this
you
place.
arrive
It's nice.
at a beautifully appointed vineyard overlooking the ocean, you can see what appears to be a single dryad slowly moving through the vineyard, causing grapes to grow and bloom and blossom. They notice you, wave lazily, and continue their path through the grapes as you make your way with the cart up the path. I will give you, I actually have a cart here for you. Empty cart right here. So you got this here with the horse and everything to it. Is there something you guys would like to talk about, or just go ahead and fast forward you up to the vineyard?
Yeah, let's go get up to the vineyard.
All right. And as you arrive, you pop off the cart. No issues there. I'm gonna just put the cart aside. Actually, the cart will be like over here and ready to pick up wine when you're ready. And as you approach the vineyard itself, you can see an individual sweeping on the front porch. What appears to be a youngish looking human man in his 20s, early 20s, if you had to guess. And as he sees you, he goes, "Oh, hello, can I help you?"
We're
we're
here.
we're
We're
here
looking
about.
for the proprietor of this establishment.
There's
Ah,
a sign
Yeah.
that says wine this way.
yeah, you came to the right place. Let me go tell the master. And he like disappears inside. And after a moment, you see another person come around the other side and go, come this way. The master's expecting you in the back deck. And I'll grab your.
To the back
Seems
deck we go.
suspicious.
And you'll follow her to the back deck. And you see two individuals sitting at a table overlooking the ocean. One of which is a female humanoid orc goblin woman, some sort of cross between the two, potentially. Maybe a hobgoblin, unclear. But you see that she's finely dressed, drinking wine next to what is clearly an enormous bulk of a half orc. Wide brimmed hat, solid muscles underneath, just a robe, wine jug on his belt, and a decanter in his hand that he's glugging from. The woman turns to him and says, "I know not what you think, Volknar. Regardless of where we are, you'll drink more wine."
Oh shit, it's Volknar.
His name is Volknar.
It's Volknar. And you're led down to the table, and there's a clearing of the throat of the woman. And she says, "Master Volknar, two individuals here who say they would like to buy some wine." And she takes her leave.
Does does that name ring a bell? Did we hear that from at all from Morty and or
I don't
at
think
all?
you guys would have ever have heard this name necessarily, unless
Okay.
you're from
Volknar
Waterdeep.
was with the Zeusanu crew. Zeusanu and Alistair and Harry the Wizard.
I think all
Okay.
they've just been saying is the wine merchant. They haven't really said his name.
Yeah,
So we know
Alright.
Volknar, but our characters don't.
correct.
Right. I know. Okay.
Well, hey, how can I
Uh,
help you? What do you want?
we saw there was a sign that says wine. What you got any for sale? We have this and then Vincent would flip him a poker chip.
A poker chip.
Say yeah, and say we're opening up our own a pub and we're looking for a um way to stand out and stand above the rest of the competition out there. Any
He can.
kind of
He catches the chip.
trying to butter
He
him up. Yeah.
sort of looks at it. He goes, "Oh, these are kind of cool." He takes another drink straight from the decanter. You can see that it's a natural orange wine. This one. He goes, "Oh, damn, that's fine. That's so fine." Uh, Jazeera, you want some more? And she goes, "No, Volknar, I'm all good. I'm all good." Oh, okay. He kind of takes a deep breath and he looks out across the ocean. "Damn, I love this place. Better than anywhere else I ever lived. You know, I met that dryad as I walked to Thay one time. Nice guy. Wanted to follow me home when I said I wanted to make a vineyard. Wine's
is
what
it?
you want. Wine's wine. You're gonna have to earn it, boys. You're gonna have to earn it." And he takes the jug off of his belt and he goes, "Catch." He tosses you the jug. Just make a dexterity saving throw as long as it's above a 5. Shouldn't be an issue.
Um, I think my modifier is above a 5.
It's above a 5 or below. Oh, okay. So
It
you're
is
good
above.
on this one, Vincent.
It's rolling
And as you
anyway. It
catch
might
it,
take a while. But...
you can take a sip of it, and if you wish,
Yeah, I'll
you
try
barely
it.
catch it.
Yeah.
And as you try it, it is phenomenal. It is delicious. It is unlike any type of wine that you've ever had. And you suspect that there is probably fey magic interlaced because of the dryad in particular. He goes, pretty damn good, isn't it? Drink it all day,
It
every day.
is delicious. I would love to be the. Do you supply this to any local businesses?
None yet. None are willing to take on the challenge.
We would like to be the sole proprietary, you know, business. We'd like to supply, serve your wine exclusively. Like
Sort of looks at the,
a lot of coin in it for you.
not too worried about the coin, lads, and sort of like waves a hand lazily. Bought this place
Well,
on the
also
cheap.
the notoriety. Also the notoriety.
Oh, ever since I followed the drunken way, I ain't needed no notoriety.
Well, it
I'm,
does make you happy.
well, look around. This and wrestling.
Wrestling.
He sort of looks at your poker chip shenanigans. This your new business?
Yes. It's a casino, pub, hangout, club, everything all in one. Entertainment center.
Sort of laughs and he goes, I used to have one of those. Things fell in hard times. Sometimes things change. It was good times, me and the boys. He sort of looks at his partner across the table. Sorry, I know I tell you the stories too often. Place was called Prestige Worldwide. Mighty fine place in Waterdeep. Now one of those guys just runs Prestige Sword Coast, but does it well, per my understanding. I mean, one of the other guys also runs the Aarakocra Aerial. So few of us are businessmen, but some of us went other ways. How's this? I'd love to supply you with wine, but you gotta wrestle me. If I beat you in a wrestling match, you give me 50% of the profits of the wine up front. Otherwise, 0. You just take it away. What do you say about that?
Sounds like
I
a
would
deal.
look at Sir Venom and say, I think you got a deal, and would put his hand out to shake his hand.
Oh, I don't shake hands no more. I just drink.
Oh.
And he takes a slug of the wine in his hand.
All right, fair enough. Give me and then Vincent would extend his hand as if to ask for another chug before they battle.
All right, all right. And he like walks over and hands over the decanter. You ready?
You gotta figure out what the house
Yeah.
rules are. Just
Follow me. I'll tell you about them on the way.
I'm a Ninja Turtle. I got it under control.
You can get your ass whooped. It's gonna be
Volknar.
glorious.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Volknar. I wonder if Volknar's got any stat boosts or if it's like
Volknar is now officially a Way of the Drunken Monk warrior.
Oh,
And
Volknar's a multi-class.
he is. And he begins leading you and describing the rules of battle as he leads you to a point that he has built overlooking the cliff that is effectively a raised wrestling ring. And he
Epic.
says the first to leave the top of the ring loses. Doesn't matter how it happens, doesn't matter how quickly it happens, doesn't matter when it happens or why it happens. But that first person loses. And that is the entire wrestling match.
Does he still have that bless?
He does still have that bless. So are you ready to wrestle Volknar?
Of course, I was born ready. So Vincent,
This is a sumo match.
he starts to take assuming this is just no weapons. He hands his bow over to Sir Venom to keep watch.
Okay.
Takes everything else off that it doesn't need. Limbers
Alright.
up, starts stretches. I start stretching,
Strip
touching my
naked.
toes. Yeah.
He lets you
Oily.
get
No, not
into.
naked.
He lets you do basically like whatever you want. And he says, "Whatever you need, boy. Whenever you're ready, I'll be ready." And he keeps just drinking his wine.
Yeah,
If you would
you
like,
keep drinking, boy.
go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Suspenseful.
Love it.
Mm.
You're actually going to go first, Vincent, so you can make the first
Wow.
play.
Aha! All right. Vincent is gonna try to take this wrestling match tactically, and know that he's outmatched probably in this, strength and wrestling department. So, we're gonna go with the acrobatics, the dexterity, and the stamina. So, I think Vincent is going to uh like ready a reaction and stay and back up towards the outside of the circle
Okay.
and
So
and
to be
wait for
clear, it's just that top portion. So you're already at the edge.
It's like a pyramid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just that like
oh wait, hold
3x3
on.
square area at the top that you have to like stay
You're on a
on.
raised platform.
I
Oh,
yeah.
hold on.
This is
There
like
we go.
tic-tac-toe. That middle
Yeah,
square
yeah, yeah.
is
All right. So I'm sorry.
is
I
the
was
best
I was on my
square.
character sheet, so I just was like not really realizing where we were. Okay. So my point still stands. I'm just gonna like get to the edge.
Okay, and what would you like to do? You want to prepare an action specifically by the
Yeah,
sound
so
of it?
I am going to prepare a dodge. Like
Oh,
like I'm just gonna be on the defensive like Mayweather. I'm gonna just be on my toes and just try to dodge and try to like olay him off the edge a couple times. So that
Get him
works
to
out.
fucking spear through you and go off or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm like not gonna go on the offensive. I'm gonna back up and I'm just gonna ready a reaction to olay him and try to get him to attack me and kind of flip him around.
done. So we'll
Gotta
say
be a
that you
little
take
more
the
dexterous.
yeah.
Yep.
So you'll take the dodge action. Any roll against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Yeah,
Does that sound good?
that's what I'm looking to do.
Sweet.
And our acrobatics rolls or something like that. If I have to go on the
Oh,
offensive.
okay. He will take another swig of his wine and he will sway forward, staggering, 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 and he will attempt to hit you. And as he does so, he's going to do so at disadvantage. But even because he's drunk, it would normally be at advantage. So it'll just be a flat force strike. And it's going to be a 14.
It'll miss.
Okay, so the first one misses, and he'll take another one as he sort of staggers along. Natural one, I am going to give you the opportunity to use your reaction if you would like
Yeah, I would like
on
to
him.
try to push like olay him and then like kick him off the edge, using my like a bicycle kick or something. Some sort of
Okay,
use him as momentum to keep him going.
go
Like
ahead
grab
and
his arm
make
when he
an
misses his
attack roll.
punch.
Yeah, an attack or some sort of
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll, I would say. Think of it like an
alright.
opportunity attack in this case.
Yeah. So I guess my unarmed would be this, and then I'll ready a D4 because I'm blessed. That's a 19 plus 4. Oh wait, 19 plus 4. So 23 plus my D4 of blessed, which is
It's going to be pretty good, actually.
it's either a
I'm
1
going to
or a
make it
2.
It's gonna be something.
1.
24. I'm going to make a dexterity saving throw for him. All right, he makes a 20.
Wow.
In this instance, he won't fall over, but you will smack him, and it causes him to be unbalanced for a moment. It is your turn now.
Alright, well, then with that, we're just gonna have to attack again to just try to push him over the edge again.
So you're gonna try to push him
like
over the edge. Go ahead.
some sort of acrobatic like kick.
Okay,
Drop kick. I want a drop kick.
gotcha.
All right. Yeah, unarmed strike, I guess. I got no other button to push.
Uh-oh. I rolled like shit.
Well,
Oh
I
man,
think I did.
I can't see Vince's rolling. Oh my
Oh!
God.
Okay, so it's temporarily a stalemate. He barely
Fuck.
blocks your leg.
Oh,
I want to use a lucky reroll.
Go for it.
I think I can roll higher than a 6. Eat 'em. Come on. I think it did, yeah.
Suspenseful.
Suspense. It's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah. 17 plus 4.
Okay, so
20,
as he
21.
catches your leg with 2 hands, what do you do?
Ah! I try to do that, like spin move on from my shell and try to like
Yeah.
spin kick him in the head with my other foot. Kick him with my
Okay.
other leg.
You do so, and he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. He got a 14. He needed a 15. So he
Yeah.
needs one. You get one more attack, right?
No, I don't care. Yeah, I'll another just push him over the edge.
So all you
Another
need to
kick
do
or
is
like
like
drop kick.
one attack and hit him to send him over the
Yeah.
edge at this point.
All right, good. Do it. He goes for it. He goes for some flourishing ninja kick.
Poor
Which is
Volknar has rolled
only an
like
8.
garbage.
No, right? Well, I'm not rolling great either. 8, but I gotta have to roll again, right? I mean,
Are you gonna lucky
yeah, we have to. So second lucky.
Yeah. Lucky
This is
spam.
what we're here
It's just
for.
like no question. Yeah, we have to.
it?
This is what we're here for. Oh my god, a 7 plus 4? Oh, what is it?
Better than an 8.
Burn it if you got it,
Oh,
is what I would say.
oh my god, a 1. I have
Plus
to burn
1.
it.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah, keep going. Why not? This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for.
Do you have 3 of those lucky charges?
I have
He
3
does.
of them. I have 4 actually, plus the session inspiration. So I'll sit here all
Wow.
day.
all, day. All day.
He's just gonna get his way.
Man, VGK is not gonna like
How about-
this.
How about a 14 plus bless?
Roll that even with a 1 on the bless, you will then hit him. So I will say
Okay.
that this will knock him over, and he will tumble down step by step by step as you do so, and you kind of land acrobatically, looking like a cool ninja turtle. And his partner begins to clap and goes, "Well, I haven't seen that before. How you feeling, Volknar dear?" And he's like, "I need more wine." Sort of staggers back up, and goes, "You got yourselves a deal. This one's on me. First round's on me, and then you just give us a little bit of the money from the proceeds of the wine, just so we can keep this place open. Frankly, if you guys are that good at this, I might have to come down to this. What do you call this place?" And he again looks at the poker chip that you handed him. I'll come down to Shenanigans after you. Sounds cool.
Hey, you're welcome anytime at Shenanigans, my friend. Vincent like dabs him up.
And
Always
he hands you
show
the
respect
decanter.
after a battle.
Yeah, I
Vincent
like it.
will
I
take
like
a
it.
fucking victory.
And he goes, "All right, follow me." And he just immediately begins to lead you guys all the way back to the cart and the horse, where you can fill up with a bunch of wine.
And immediately Vincent will say, Sir Venom, my bow. Need it back.
Who's Philip?
What?
Shoot.
Philip?
No, you said Philip with wine.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
It's not a good joke.
I thought you were reacting to Vincent ordering Sir Venom around.
The bard strikes again.
we got the wine.
That was pretty good.
They fill it up with a bunch of wine in the
you know
cart
what?
and everything.
Vincent would try to convince Volknar to come to the opening.
Oh,
Come
I mean,
serve his wine.
he's gonna come anyways. But you
Like,
want him to
specifically
serve
for
it?
the opening? Well, no, I just meant like come for the like we're having a grant. It seemed like he was gonna like at some point come by, and I was just
It's gonna be
saying
a big
Oh.
event,
like,
yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Go ahead and
for
roll a
the
persuasion
event.
check for that.
and then he can be like, this is the guy. Like we can,
Oh,
like that makes our wine. He could be like a centerpiece, like at the event. He could, or a VIP at the event.
go ahead and make it an advantage because his partner is gonna be like, I wouldn't mind a trip to Neverwinter. It's so much better than Luskin. Come on, Volknar, what do you say?
What am I making?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
And you're getting an assist here from his partner, so you can roll at an advantage if you want.
Oh, it's funny.
have
I have a
-1.
Yeah. And I
And this
rolled
you do
super
not get to add
12.
bless to.
That's fine. I think it's a nat 20. It was a nat 20.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
That's one though.
He goes,
19.
and he's like, I like your style. We're going. I'll be there. It's in 2 days, is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna haul this wine back right now, get it ready to go, and we're gonna have our grand opening. Yeah.
Then I will be there, damn it. And you can see that he actually just like begins to ignore you and he's like chugging from the decanter. And his partner's like, I'm so glad that we're actually going to send this wine somewhere instead of sitting here in so many barrels. We'll make sure that your place is fully stocked whenever you need. And very good pleasure doing business with you. I haven't seen him this chuffed since he started winning fights down in Port Last. So good day to you both, and
Yeah,
we'll see you
but,
at the party.
Vincent would make a parting joke saying, "But don't go keep losing fights now while we're gone and selling wine to other people."
Oh, he normally just fights off pirates or the ilk down in Port Lass, and frankly, he wipes the floor with those losers. The two of you seem to be able to take care of yourselves a little better.
Well, we've been around.
Clearly. Well done, gentlemen. And she skirts around the horse and
Vincent gonna steal
follows
Volknar's girl?
No interest.
Turtle man.
But they go back to the house, and yeah, you guys can take the wine if you so wish.
Yeah, let's head on back.
All right.
Mission accomplished.
Let's fast forward and say that you get back and that everybody is now back in Waterdeep. And we can have like 5 minutes in Neverwinter. Everybody's back in Neverwinter at the house. And you can have a few moments here before we talk or before we end for the night. But like in particular, are there things that you would like to happen at the grand opening? Like, is there any planning that you want to do right now besides
just-
Volknar being there?
Yeah,
my
now I gotta
act.
tell him that Volknar is gonna be there, with the exclusive wine deal. Hopefully, he follows through with that.
Okay.
And then yeah, we can do something like with him. He's gonna be here. You have your little, and then you have your thing. You got a little song and dance.
I have
you're
an
gonna
act
do?
prepared. Yes, I would have probably been prepping before this, or at least I would have asked Morty to find me a band, and like I'd be very particular on like what sort of instruments and like, what I'd give him like an idea of my vision for what what I wanted, and I'm sure he's more than capable of getting me good people.
Need a flute player?
I just need like a band, like a full band, and a lady who can also play the lute and be able to duet with me. That's the main thing. And then just other people to play other instruments.
Okay. And so I've got Volknar, Lord Kensington that you've invited. You've got your act, Riku. Are there other things that you would like? Fireworks, for example, or like I don't, and it could be anything.
I suppose let me look at my act again.
What's
I don't know if
kind
I
of
mentioned it
entertainer? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of act you got going on, but
mean, I could show
We
you if
should
you guys want
have-
a little
Well,
idea.
I mean, we are
Oh,
gonna
hold
need
on- hold on to
a
it.
house band. Like,
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the idea. We're gonna need a band, and that's who we'd be hiring. But the first act though, I'm gonna do like a little bit over the top, and then the rest, like when I'm not here, it'll just be them playing. But this will be a good
Gotcha.
one for the opening night.
That we can do. All right. Are there other folk that you might know that you would like invited, for example? So you're obviously Rictavio and Casimir are down in Neverwinter or Waterdeep, excuse me.
who's the
But like,
what about what's the guy's name? Klingon Banghammer or something?
Clanghammer, Barrock Clanghammer.
Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if he's in charge around here, we probably would have. We
Sure.
want to make sure we're in good with the people who are, in charge of
Our
the city.
Lady Barovia friend we freed. We would invite her as well.
Irina.
Oh
Rena,
yeah,
yes.
she's long gone.
You can
She-
message
we-
her and send out
yeah.
just see if she's around. She says
Would-
she will try to make it.
Yeah, we would have gave her ample warning for the
Gotcha.
date.
Did you send out poker chips as an invitation through like Aarakocra Ariel, for example, or like Aurora's Realms as a service?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how much we would actually
I'm pretty
spend
sure
on that.
we would have tried to let everybody in Neverwinter at least know,
Gotcha.
and then word would probably spread from there.
The rich people, the people who look like they might,
Well, we take all types. We have the the VIP, and then we have the
But as far
lower
as
area.
giving people like a free sample, just because we're giving them some chips, so they come, they use them, and then
I
maybe they
see. I see
stay
what
and
you're
spend
saying.
more.
You're saying like we're
Re-
actually giving money to play with. I see.
Reel them in, yeah.
How many of those chips would you be willing to give out for that?
Ooh, probably like a dozen
Quite a bit of schmeckles, probably. I don't know. Enough to
to a
bring 'em back.
dozen different like people around the city.
Oh,
Okay.
like big spenders you're talking?
Yeah, maybe like okay? So as far as money goes,
It's up-
what's
It's up to
what's
you
a
guys
fair
as to how
amount?
much you would want to put into this. is what
I
I
would
would
say
100
But-
each?
100 each? No, that's like $1,000.
Yep. We're rich though, aren't we?
No, I was thinking like 10. 100. Yeah, is 10 gold like enough for people to, even if they're already pretty wealthy, for them to see and then be like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's like $100 at least. You know what I mean? Like it's enough to like grab somebody's attention and be like, oh, $100 free dollars to gamble on that.
Yeah, that's what we're, if we're just giving that out free, imagine the action we got going on, in the house. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, that sounds good. And I think I have plenty of notes for this. My expectation is that we'll spend quite a bit of time on this next session, and then after this, you would like to go back to Waterdeep. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick
Sir
up over
Vincent,
up there, yeah.
Sir Venom and Knight Vincent. Are there things that you would like to do at all in particular within Neverwinter next time, or are you guys all feeling more aligned again to adventure forward together?
At
I'm
some point
good
when we
with
have
meeting back
downtime
up.
around here, I want to like hire like a wizard or something to help me out in my laboratory.
Okay, we can do that. But you're good otherwise, Vincent?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. All right then. Then we will start with the grand opening of Shenanigans next time, and we'll take it from there.